What's up, direly drenched in despair Dexterites? Tonight's the night, and it'll happen again and again until we've seen all of Season 1 of Dexter Resurrection. Only one episode to go. I'm your host, Spencer, joined by Nick Henderson from the Dexter Daily and the 4-Player Podcast. If you'd like to check either of those out, links are in the description. Nick hosts the 4-Player Podcast where they talk about video games. I love listening and watching that podcast. If you like video games, please check it out. And then also he writes articles for the Dexter Daily where he does recaps of every episode and reviews and tons of other articles that are just really cool tidbits and theories and stuff like that. Of course, Fantasy Files links are in the description as well. We got Twitter, Discord, Patreon, where you can watch episodes live as we record them weeks before YouTube ever gets them. And now we have a SpeakPipe where you can leave us a voice message and ask us questions or make comments or yell at us or whatever you'd like to do. We'd love to show it on the podcast or listen to it on the podcast and respond to them. So don't be shy about that. Tonight or today, I guess, we're talking about episode 9 of Dexter Resurrection, Touched by an Angel. And did you see the little?
Look at that.
Did you see the little thing?
Yeah. I was wondering if you were gonna do that. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be talking about that. Spoilers abound, and theories abound. So if you haven't seen episode 9, this is not the episode to get spoiled on. So you're gonna want to watch it before listening to either of us idiots yap about it. So.
It is officially the highest rated episode of the entire series at this point.
It is
IMDb.
99.9 out of 100% or 9.9 out of 10 or whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Last I checked, it was like 26,000 reviews.
Yeah.
At 9.9 is kind of insane.
Which is crazy because it's so... I don't even know if it's divisive. It's like... People, like, it's clear that everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was a really well-made piece of television, but they're divided on the big thing that happens. They're divided.
Are they divided? I mean, I'm going to be honest. So,
have you been watching YouTube videos?
Dude, no. I've been avoiding it like the plague. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't really watch a lot of videos outside. I'm so focused on just trying to formulate my own thoughts and whatnot, and just participating in the little corners of the Dexter internet that I enjoyed being a part of, this being one of them.
Yeah, thanks.
So I just try not, because also I have voiced this opinion before. I just feel like it's such a popular series, but I also feel like I disagree very fundamentally with a lot of people about kind of like the character and the show and what makes it great. And I just don't want to. I just choose not. I try to like keep very. I like to cherry pick where I engage, because
that's totally fair. There's definitely certain channels that I avoid just because I'm like, it's clear that we don't have the same opinion on Dexter like me in certain channels. But then there's probably 3 that I watch every single week, and that is Sista Pam. Have you seen her stuff?
No, but I've heard of her.
She talks a lot about the Dexter Daily. She really likes the Dexter Daily. But then there's Cody Leach, who sometimes I disagree with, but I feel like he's always fair. Like, I feel like if he has a criticism, I think it's well thought out. It's not like rage bait.
That's the crux of it. It's not that I have a problem with people disagreeing. It's the problem that I feel like I have a problem with the way most people choose to exert their criticism or disagreements. It gets real ugly real fast when it comes to Dexter, for whatever reason.
It is such a...
I mean, just if you don't believe me, just look no further than the finale of Dexter New Blood, and you'll see you couldn't have
an opinion.
Yeah, you couldn't have a conversation, an opinion other than it was trash.
Yeah.
And
Or even if you thought it was trash, then the other side was kind of coming out like, no, it was the
yeah,
greatest thing ever. And
yeah,
it's like, can we
middle,
not like meet in the middle somewhere where like some decisions I liked, some I didn't like? Like, can we not
yeah,
have like a balanced opinion on this?
yeah, yeah.
Um, but
You
yeah,
gotta be.
I recommend if anybody is looking for more Dexter content, Sista Pam is more on the like very heavily positive, like everything positive side, and then Cody Leach is kind of in the middle. He's not negative, but he'll voice his opinion, but it's in a very like structured and like this is how I thought about it kind of way, and
Mhm.
I really appreciate that. And then there's another one that I was actually just watching earlier. It's probably still up on my YouTube. I'd like to give him a shout out if I can, and that's Matt and Jess TV. And
Okay.
this is a, I believe, married couple
Hmm.
that talk about Dexter and lots of other shows too. But they break down each episode, and I would say they're more on the positive side. But then they also have like their criticisms here and there, and I think it's all very fair
Yeah.
and balanced. So yeah, check those guys out if after you watch our show,
I'll
check
also
those out.
throw in also just since we're giving shout
Yeah.
outs here, I'll throw in Dissecting Dexter. We've talked about them,
Yes, of
or
course.
I
Yeah.
say them, but it's a one man show. He's been doing it
Hmm.
since I
Yeah.
think 2009 or something like that.
Yeah. He said he's been
And
going for 15 years.
yeah, it's the
So
longest. It's easily the longest running Dexter like podcast. Um,
yeah.
ever. But he's I mean, you want to talk about fair? He's incredibly fair. He's also
Hmm.
incredibly like he's glass half full kind of guy. So even when it's something he's not a huge fan of, he's very approachable when it comes to voicing
Yes.
criticisms
Yeah.
and whatnot. And he always, but at the end of the day, he always likes, he always reminds people that like we're all here because we love the show, we love the character, and even if it has
Yeah.
like ups and downs or whatever, like that's the nature of it. So let's just
Right.
talk about it. And I've always really appreciated that. So, and I've been a
Yeah.
guest on that show a few times. So shout out to
Yeah.
Gareth over at Dissecting Dexter. Um,
Yeah.
also,
He's
I might be wrong about this, so don't quote me, but because he's had Scott Reynolds on his show a few
yeah.
times. And
Hasn't Clyde
I
Phillips been on there too
not
during New
Clyde,
Blood?
no, not Clyde
Oh,
Phillips. He's a little bit more elusive. I don't think he makes a lot of appearances on like
okay.
outside things, but Scott has always been very approachable and easy to get on shows and whatnot. So he's been on there, and I want to say that Scott had kind of hinted at the idea that maybe Gareth, the Gemini killer, was kind of like a nod to Gareth on
Yeah.
Dissecting Dexter,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's
um,
amazing. It's
yeah,
incredible. Imagine getting a character named
yeah,
after you on like the one of the biggest television shows of all time. Uh,
it's pretty awesome.
it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, Gareth's awesome. He also does I don't know if it's SpeakPipe that he uses, but it's something similar where people can yeah, you would
I
know.
I send voicemails in. I mean, he just says he takes voicemails and people kind of usually I think people just record like I just record my own audio on
And
like
email it.
Audacity and email it in as an MP3
Oh,
file
okay.
and he just edits it in.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, he definitely takes voicemails and responds to
Yeah.
everybody's voicemails and stuff, which is another thing I love about his show. So,
Yeah, it makes it really. I always really look forward to the end when
which
he's going
reminds
through
me,
the
oh
voicemails. What's that?
look, I haven't done a voicemail for this. I probably already missed the deadline for this week's show
Oh
because
no.
it's Labor Day. It's a holiday, so I forget.
Yeah,
I still feel like it's the weekend, and I'm
right.
guessing he's probably recording today, so I may have missed the boat for
Oh,
episode 9.
bummer.
But I'm still writing my review for episode 9, so like
Yeah,
I'm just like, all over the place.
yeah, yeah. Guys, go check out the Dexter Daily. Nick, like I said, he's got all sorts of reviews and stuff over there. I'm sure the Dexter Daily is just a buzz right now with.
Yes, and John is doing John is doing so much, and he's like really in the because one thing we'll probably mention is the the freaking finale leaked online, and
Yes. Oh, so dumb.
I'm in a good spot in terms of like I can probably pretty easily avoid that kind of stuff, I'm still trying to be really careful. But he is in the kind of position where he's like the only way he's able to post as much as he does and stay on top of the show as much as he does is by like having his eyes open at all times and like seeing all these things. Like he said, he's already had a couple things spoiled for him, even though he's trying to avoid it. But you know, it sucks. It's tough. It's going to be a tough week.
Yep, I'm keeping my head down. I like this weekend, I did not watch any Dexter videos besides those channels that I mentioned. Those are all safe.
I'm doing heads down playing video games.
Yeah, like I'm only going on Twitter for like DMs. Like if somebody DMs me that I know, then I'll open up their message. But
that's one reason I'm happy I left Twitter and I went to Blue Sky, which is a much less active platform than Twitter. So like it's not yet inundated with people trying to ruin other people's viewing experiences, which I feel like is just rampant over on Twitter. But anyways, that's not the here nor there.
So yeah, just be careful, guys. You know, if you don't want the finale spoiled for you. I haven't been spoiled on anything yet, luckily. So just be careful. You know, be careful out there.
Yep.
With that said, let's take a moment of silence for everyone's most beloved detective. In the arms of
the angel. Jesus Christ. That's... Oh man. Okay, that was good. That was good.
I had to listen to that song in order to clip it into that. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, this is such a fucking good song. Like, I know it gets memed to oblivion.
But it gets used for,
it gets used for everything. But I'm like, oh man, this is like such a sad song.
It works for everything.
It works for
anything
everything.
Like this. Yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Neither did Angel. So
oh god.
So let's go into our general discussion before we get to the big topic of the show. I want to know, Nick, what is up with Gigi? There's something going on with her. And at this point, she's been on the show so much that I kind of don't think she's going to be just like a throwaway character. I'm like, no, I think there's...
I think she's probably going to play a bigger role in the second season.
Yeah.
I don't know what the role is. Or also, it could also just be... Well, I mean, at this point, we only have one episode left. I was like, they're trying to give Harrison something to care about so they can take it away.
Yeah.
But I don't see any scenario in which she ends up like at Prater's Gala, which looks like it's going to kind of be the backdrop of the finale.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
I think
she could end up in that one because she said her dad is in law enforcement, right?
Did she
and
say
so,
that?
Yeah, I think so. And so, like, her dad could be at the gala.
Did she say her dad is in law enforcement? I don't remember that. Where did she say that? Harrison told her that his dad was in law enforcement, and I don't remember her ever talking about her dad or her history.
I thought she said that's why she got into criminal justice, is because of her dad.
Back in episode 8, maybe? Do I need to go back and watch that scene in episode 8?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe
and I could be wrong, but for some reason that's like really sticking in my head.
I mean,
is that her dad was in law enforcement?
You got some wild theories written here on these notes.
So these aren't my theories. These are things that I've collected. People say that she's the Ripper's daughter. People say she's Charlie's daughter. People say she's Aster coming back. Yeah.
First of all, if it was
Aster, it'd be so fucked. It'd be so fucked.
There's literally a scene where Dexter is standing in the room looking her in the face. There is 0% chance he would not immediately recognize Aster.
After how many years, though? I'm not saying I like the theory. I'm just saying after how many years? He didn't recognize Harrison?
Well, when he left Harrison, he was like 5.
Yeah.
And when he left, last time he saw Aster, she was like, what, 15?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, at that point, she was done, quote unquote, she was done growing. Like her physical appearance was pretty much.
She looked how she was gonna look. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And if they were gonna do that, they would bring back the actress who played.
You think so? Actor. I wonder what she looks like nowadays.
She was at the premiere of New Blood.
Really?
Yeah. She wasn't at the premiere for Resurrection, but she was definitely at the premiere on the red carpet at the New Blood premiere in 2021.
Okay, interesting.
So,
do you think
she's out there? She's doing. I don't know what she's doing.
Does she still like
act?
Well, yeah. Does she act? But also, not to be like. Does she still look?
She still looks like Aster. Yes, 100%.
She still looks like Aster. Okay, that's cool.
I mean, older.
Yeah, but like recognizable as Aster. Yeah,
yes,
the person we knew from the series. Okay, that's 100%. Cool.
I saw her, like literally saw her, and was like, "It's Aster."
Holy shit, that's Aster! Oh my god, yeah. Was Cody there? I wonder what Cody looks like.
Honestly, I think he was. Honestly, I think I could be wrong about that. I'm having trouble remembering. In fact, now I'm going to go back to my phone and see if I can find pictures. I'm almost positive I took a picture of her at the New Blood. Anyways,
that's fantastic. The other theory is that she is the Ripper, which would be interesting because that would mean like maybe her arm got hurt and that's why she's not able to do the killing anymore.
I feel like the timeline's weird. The implication is that she's young.
She's young. She's like 18. So 18, 19, something like that. So yeah, I don't know how well that holds up. But the Ripper's daughter definitely could be. Charlie's daughter maybe, but like I feel like there would have been more connective tissue there.
I feel like that's the only realistic theory.
Charlie's daughter?
That she's Charlie's daughter.
Okay.
But still, I also think this is another case of like people just looking for connections when there might not be any. Where it's just like, it's possible to just introduce a character and not have them have some like crazy connection to something that's already come up, right?
Sure, yeah. It is possible. Like there doesn't need to be some crazy connection, but she needs to. I mean, she has to. With as much screen time as she's had, there has to be some sort of purpose for her besides just being like a damsel who dies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and I honestly don't think she's gonna die. I just think I think they're trying to like plant roots for characters that they can build on.
Sure.
Later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she had some great scenes that we'll talk about.
I did not get nearly as many pictures at the New Blood premiere as I did for the Resurrection premiere.
Oh, it's too bad.
Still digging.
Anyways, so Blessing, we have a really interesting scene with him this episode that I didn't really like that much, but the way he said, I will treat Harrison as if he's my own son. It made me wonder if it is Blessing with the sword that we saw in that original trailer.
I'm starting to wonder if they cut that scene.
Oh no! I bet it's in the finale. I bet it's in the finale, and I bet what happens. I bet what happens is someone is attacking Harrison. I think that Blessing is protecting Harrison with wherever he gets this sword from, and the only place I can think of is the vault.
Dude, no, I think he keeps that sword in his car for protection. I think he's
sword?
He's just
not a gun.
Yeah, dude, I think he's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Blessing, but I think he's just like way more capable at defending himself than he's letting on. I think he's a dangerous person. Not necessarily a mean-spirited person, but
a formidable
someone who is like, don't fuck with me. I will
Yeah.
cut you up
Right. Yeah,
kind of
for
person.
sure.
I mean, who's to say he doesn't open his trunk and see like a gun and a sword and be like, this
Sure.
situation, I'll use the sword.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, it's crazy, it's wild, but like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Blessing to have his moment because I
Yeah.
feel like it's probably you're probably right. I feel like it's coming, probably in the
Yeah.
finale. But
I
man,
think it's
they really they planted that in the trailer, and it's just like blink and you miss it.
yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is going
Right.
on?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, so Blessing Blessing's an interesting character. I'm not I wish I was sold more on him.
I mean,
The only thing.
it's also possible that he's just like a nice, likable dude to kind of like balance out the darkness of the show. Because
Yeah,
to me,
could be.
he feels a little bit like the way I felt about Batista in the original series. He's this like
Mm,
nice, lovable guy who wouldn't hurt a fly unless he was forced to
right.
situation, and he's just like the guy that you can't help but like. And
He's just getting so much screen time.
yeah, I mean,
He's-
Batista got a lot of screen time. Maybe
yeah,
the only
I
reason
guess.
he didn't get as much screen time this season is because this is Batista's final
Yeah,
final run.
right. Yeah.
So you know,
Uh,
whatever's going on with Blessing, I'm here for it. I just want to know
sure.
what it is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Overall, general thoughts of the episode. What I mean, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but just like what are your general thoughts on this episode?
My general thoughts are, this is a incredibly tightly wound episode. Like it has a fairly short runtime, and it
Yeah.
uses that runtime incredibly effectively.
Yes.
And there's no downtime really. Like every scene is interesting, I think. With maybe, I mean, there is like one tiny. Oh, actually, there is one tiny scene that I feel like maybe lingered a little longer than I would have wanted. And it's not like a bad scene, but I was just like, I was so like on the edge of my seat about everything else that was happening. I was like, okay, yeah, let's get through this so we can get back to the good shit. And that was when he comes home and finds Harrison in the apartment with Gigi, and I was
Oh,
like,
yes.
and I was like, it was funny. It was funny because like I think it was worth putting in there
Needed.
for the comic relief alone, just because
Yeah.
he was like, well, let me use my dad powers to like really
Right.
break this situation down
Yeah.
quickly. It's like, I think I got some cards around here, and it was
Oh
just like,
my God.
wow, that
Oh my
was
God.
that was a classic dad move.
I
And
loved
I
I loved Gina. He's like,
Yeah.
it's Gigi, and she's like, who's this Gina skank? And
yeah,
then
and he's like, oh, I
he's
just
like,
got your name wrong, and she's like,
she's
I
like,
know.
I know.
Oh, just classic moment of like showing us that Dexter, as like smart as Dexter is, he can be real dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
And just another really great kind of like father-son moment, and Gigi just kind of being in the middle of not realizing what the hell she's actually in the middle of,
Yeah.
and like misreading the room.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love yeah, you'll be okay. And she's like,
Yeah.
will I be okay if I go use the restroom?
yeah.
And
I
he's
was like,
it was funny. It was like a good scene. But I was also like, I'm like, man, Gigi's kind of like an asshole. Like, obviously, she's like joking around, but she's kind of an asshole.
she is. I mean, here's the thing. She is kind of an asshole, but like a lot of people in New York are kind of assholes, but like
Yeah,
lovable assholes. Like that's
sure.
kind of that's like the stereotypical like New York personality, is like even like nice people have an attitude. And it's
Right.
very identifiable. Like it's the chick on the subway, she's like, "Hey, watch your fucking mouth. There's fucking kids here." Like, like that,
So good.
so good, so like legitimate New York
Yeah.
stereotype. Like I feel like she's I don't know if she's supposed to be from New York, but she definitely has that feeling of like she has taken New York, and it has made her into who she is a little bit.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So you're right, but I think that's intentional.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
like her.
for
I
sure.
like her.
I
I
do
wanna know
too.
what's going on with her.
I've seen a lot of people on the internet talking shit about her, like, oh, I can't stand, like, what is this character? I don't like Gigi.
See, everybody.
And I'm like,
that's what I
I
was
know,
talking about.
I know. And
You
I'm
gotta
like,
let them cook, people. You
yeah,
can't just like sometimes you can't just introduce a character and have them immediately make sense. You gotta let them
right.
cook.
Yeah. It's like, let's see where this goes. And I feel like
How
a lot
many
of,
how
what's
many
that?
people how many people out there didn't like Brian when they first met him in season 1?
Oh, I
Like
don't
I thought
know.
he was like before I realized that he was the ice truck killer, I thought he was kind of insufferable. I
Mm,
was like, ugh, this
yeah.
guy is like too he's like too he's like it's like almost gross how like I don't know. He something about him rubbed me the wrong way, and
Yeah.
not the like I think he's a killer kind of way. I was just kind of like
Right.
I don't think I like this guy very much.
Right.
When I
Sure.
gives me weird vibes. And then
Yeah.
I found out he was the ice truck killer, and I was like, oh, that's a good twist. And then everything
Yeah.
after that was recontextualized, and I was like, okay, this is a good character. I like
Yeah.
it.
You're right.
But
Yeah, for sure.
you just gotta let him cook, people.
Yep. Let it cook. People also, on the internet, people are people and they talking crap about Claudette. And I'm like,
I love Claudette. Oh my god,
yeah, like I'm like
fucking love her.
I don't have anything against Claudette. I'm like she's a character. Like let him figure out the characters. Let him write and figure this out as they go and let it
Dude, I
kind
think
of
she's
seep
like low
in and
key. I think she's low key, like maybe the MVP, like non main. You know, she's not Dexter, she's not Harrison, not Batista, but like outside of the trifecta, like I think she's like the MVP of the season. Um,
what?
she's
Not Dinklage? Peter Dinklage?
well, I wasn't really putting him. I mean, here's the thing. I think I'm kind of like in my mind. I'm dropping them into different buckets because
Like
to
the
me,
people that are going to be there throughout this.
I think she's a series regular. I think she'll be
Yeah.
back. She'll be a
Right.
main
Okay.
character for
I
for
see what you're saying.
however long the show runs or until she
Yeah.
dies.
Okay.
And I think Peter Dinklage will be gone next episode. So like I mean yeah, Peter Dinklage is incredible, but I think I'm looking at him as a very temporary character, and I'm looking at her as more of a long term thing. I think she's
Sure.
of those characters. I'm still kind of on the fence because like I don't know if Uma Thurman is going to stay on as Charlie after this.
Right?
If she does, I would change my answer in a heartbeat and say Uma Thurman's the
Sure.
MVP. But I
Yeah.
also think I could see her out of the picture after the finale. But
Yeah.
I know everybody on the production is like really loves Charlie as a character, and I
Yeah.
know she really enjoyed playing Charlie, and she was a huge hit at the like everybody was like in love with her at the premiere. Just
Oh,
and she
cool.
was like she was having a great time, and she was like she just had this vibe of like she looked like she had been on the production for years and years and years. Like everybody was just like
Oh.
getting along with her. So I was kind of like, and she did an interview where she said she'd love to keep play more of Charlie and whatever. So I'm
Oh,
like, I don't know if
sick.
I don't know if that means she's gonna be like, but also like Kristen Ritter said that about Mia, about
Sure.
Lady Vengeance. So
Yeah.
like, you know, who
Who
knows?
knows?
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Okay.
But the one, but Detective Wallace is definitely the character that I am fairly confident will be back and a long term character, and I think she's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the fact that she can't be reasoned with like emotions.
Yes. Yes.
Like Batista tried so hard to make an
Oh
impression on
God.
her, but
Poor
she's like
Batista.
she is so driven by facts and evidence, which is what
Yeah.
makes her a good cop.
Yeah.
But you just can't break through that. And it's
Right.
gonna be really interesting. And I have a feeling that she's going to realize that Batista was onto something
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
The only thing I hope that she is not the one to catch Dexter. I hope
I
that
mean, I still hope it's Quinn. I low key hope it's
yeah,
Quinn. If someone was to capture Dexter and put him,
it has to be from the original cast.
yeah, I
Like,
do agree. But I do think Detective Wallace. I want her to be a part of it.
oh yeah, for
Right.
sure.
I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want her to be the one slapping the cuffs on him and bringing him
Right.
in.
Yeah. Because
But
I
yeah,
think that would piss a lot of people off if this new character was the one to catch.
yeah. But I
Kind of
do
like
very.
Angela from the last season.
I almost feel like they're setting up Detective Wallace to kind of become a Dokes like character because
Ooh.
she is so she's like a dog with a bone, and once she becomes convinced, which I think she's going to become convinced that Dexter was
Yeah.
involved in Batista's death, and
Yeah.
she's gonna put two and two together and realize, okay, maybe I shouldn't have like shrugged him off.
Right.
She is going to be unswayable,
Yeah.
and that's very much what Dokes was.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're trying to like make Dokes 2.0 in a way.
Well,
uh,
speaking of that, who do you think the Ripper is?
oh man, that changes on a week to week basis. I no longer think it's Prater.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, I still think the Jonah theory is bananas, but I guess it would be cool. I mean, at this point, I'm more convinced than ever. I think that the Ripper is just someone we haven't met yet.
I think it's her partner. I think
I
it's
think it could be.
Claudette's partner.
I think if it was someone at this point, if it was someone we've met, it's most likely the partner.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny. I think we talked about this last week. I could be wrong, but like a lot of people are pointing to that scene from episode 8, I think, where he's standing and talking to Detective Wallace, and he's in front of her board.
Oh
like,
yeah, and it says like the New York
and it
Ripper
says
above.
New York Ripper like right over his shoulder, and people are like,
Yeah.
oh, there it is. And I was like, I don't know if that actually is evidence. I think it's. I mean, I guess it could be like a clever nod, like get
Yeah.
people's attention, but like.
But the reason I bring that up while you're talking about Dokes is because what if he somehow is able to like kill her and frame her as like who the Ripper was? Like, oh yeah, she was investigating the case the whole time because she was the Ripper and she was like keeping us off the Ripper's trail. And
I mean, that would certainly be a surprise.
that would be so good. I would love that. But yeah, I think it's either him or I'm like very heavy on the Jonah train at this point. I'm like I really feel like Jonah Mitchell's gonna come back. I really feel it.
That would be wild, but I say this a lot in our little talks.
Yeah.
But at some point things start to become a little too connected. There is such thing as there being too much, like the world is huge. The number of people out there is astronomical, and it's kind of like, what in the fuck are the odds that Dexter would like, walk into this and suddenly Jonah would be killing people in New York before he ever made it to New York?
But
you know
nothing,
I mean?
But like again, it's a show, right? So it's like if you introduce just like new people all the time because the world is big, then nothing ever feels satisfying or connected. And so I'm kind of like, I don't know, that'd be a pretty sweet connection. That'd be pretty like
I mean, I'm not saying it'd be a bad connection. In fact, I think it'd be really cool. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of that. Like, one of the things I love about this season, and why I think it is going down as one of the best seasons, is because there is so much well constructed connective tissue. There is so many, like, all of the dominoes were carefully planned, to get us to where we are now. Like, you can kind of like trace everything back to the very first episode and watch the dominoes fall. And everything, and there's not very many things I would point to and say like that's a stretch or that's really coincidental. Like that was, I all of these things, like him finding Red, finding the invitation, why Red would be getting the invitation in the first place.
Yeah.
Just like all of these little dominoes, Harrison killing someone and then killing a sexual predator, and then later meeting a killer who you could easily frame as someone who took out a serial rapist, is like, they're planting these seeds and they're using them really, really smartly, but like they're doing it in such a way, they're pacing them out in such a way that you don't even notice it until it's happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really good. Like you could tell when they sat down to write this season, they planned this whole thing out, and it like weaves together really beautifully.
Right.
But there is a tipping point at some point where like you could easily cross the line into, okay, we've done this too much, and now everything feels way too carefully, like way too coincidental.
Well, Speaking of the framing Mia thing, one thing I was thinking about this episode is why is Claudette not still looking into that? It's like she just stopped. Like she was so hot on the
Well,
trails of that, and then obviously Mia died, but
I
like
mean, I think that's
she
also what
was,
makes her. I think that's her weakness in terms of like, on one hand, it makes her a good cop. On the other hand, she is so evidence driven, and if there's not any immediate evidence pointing her to a crime,
yeah,
as far as she's concerned, a crime hasn't been committed. That's
yeah,
why, like, even though she was standing in a kill room and she had this person who, as far as she could tell, or as far as
yeah,
most people could tell, is uh trustworthy and has a theory and knows how police works, and like, you know what I mean? Like most people would like, when someone is like a captain in homicide and they're telling you they're like convinced of a theory, a lot of people would be like, maybe you're onto something. You know what you're doing. You've been around the block. But
yeah,
she's standing here and there's not a body, there's not a kill, there's not a weapon.
yeah,
There's like, they don't even have the witness, he fled. All she has is what he's saying, and that's not evidence. That's
right,
circumstantial evidence. That's hearsay
yeah,
or whatever. And she's not willing to entertain those things. She's like, I need evidence. And
yeah,
as far as she can tell, the evidence to her says she committed suicide. That's done.
right, yeah. That's
Um,
true. That's true.
so I don't know. I get it. I get it. And I
Yeah,
think the writers knew that when they created her as a character, and they were like, well, let's play on her weaknesses and her strengths in equal
right.
measure. And I think that's what makes her a really interesting character.
Yeah, totally.
So, and maybe that's her arc. Like going into maybe going into like season 2, she's going to realize that her weakness, her inability to like follow her gut or listen to someone follow their gut, is what ultimately ended up getting him killed. So
Yeah,
maybe she's going to be willfully trying to change her methods, which could be a really interesting arc in and of itself.
yeah, could be. Life Writer comments and they say, do you guys think that they off Batista too early? I think I have PTNBSD, post traumatic new blood stress disorder.
That's fantastic.
Also, I agree. People are out of control with their Ripper theories. We are going to talk about Batista later. And
I can
short
answer the
answer
basic
is
question.
yeah.
Oh,
I
good.
do think it was too early. I think it was too early.
Here's the thing.
Amazing, but early.
It is early. It is definitely early, but is it too early? Here's the thing. If they do something and it works, I don't think there's any such thing as too early. Like
Mm,
the scene, the way it happened, incredible.
yeah,
Like I think like you could say they killed Dokes too early, but at the same time, um, you also got to realize, because of the nature of them making a TV show, like you don't know how much time you have to tell a story. You
sure.
don't know how much, they could be like we've all saw it just happen with Original Sin. Luckily, they wrote Original Sin in such a way that it could be kind of self-contained, I suppose.
Yeah,
But like if you have something you want to do and you want to do it and you have the opportunity to do it,
yeah,
it's probably a good idea to just do it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's
That's
I
true.
think that's exactly what happened with Dokes, because they thought they didn't even think they would get a second season of Dexter in the original run.
Right.
So like they had this character that everybody loved, and like, let's do this story. And everybody always says like the story of season 2 of Dexter is like, that feels like that should be the final season of the show, and that's because they thought it was going to be the final season of the show.
Yeah,
Um, they eventually realized they really had something special, and like they could stop, panicking and thinking they weren't going to get renewed. But like at the time, they're like, I have this really good idea. It would involve us killing this really
yeah,
popular character. But if we don't do it now, what if we can? Maybe we'll never get to do it. So let's do it. And I think
yeah,
that's kind of the same thing that's happening here. Um,
yeah. I agree with you. I just think somebody else had made a comment on another video that
mhm.
said with Batista gone, because I think a lot of people kind of agree that if Wallace is the one to catch Dexter, it's not going to be satisfying. And if it's not Wallace and it's not Angel, then who? Quinn is like the only
Quinn.
one left.
I think Quinn is the one who deserves to catch him, because everybody always, I think a lot of people underestimated Quinn in the original series, but like, and he probably knows, he probably has been more aware of what's going on with Dexter than anybody in the entire series. Not that he knew he
Yeah.
was the Bay Harbor Butcher, but that he knew something was up with him
Yeah.
since season 5,
Yeah.
and and he was eventually had an understanding with him, and they even
Yeah.
they left on good terms at the end of season 8.
Yeah.
In fact, Quinn was like the one who was like, "I'm glad you did what you did to avenge Deb, and I wish I could have done it."
Yeah.
But now he's going to see what happened with Batista. He's going to
Yep.
start to realize that Dexter is probably to blame for everything, including Deb, which I would
Mhm.
imagine is a sore spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he deserves to swoop in and become. And I feel like that's where it's going inevitably, because I don't think they brought him back for 2 tiny cameos for nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure. No,
Right.
he's coming back. He's coming back for sure.
And
I
he's
think.
still out there like reposting and retweeting everything on Instagram about
Yeah.
that's like he's posting all the official Dexter things, even though his cameos are in the past. I think he is set up
Do we
poised
see him in the
for a.
finale, you think? Think we
It's
see him in the
possible.
finale?
It's
Yeah.
definitely possible. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think Quinn deserves it, but I also think Quinn's going to need help, and I think
Yes.
Wallace would be the person to give it to him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And
'Cause she's gonna be like,
he actually is working for the police department, so she
yeah,
doesn't.
and Quinn's gonna be like, you listened to what I said, and you didn't listen to Batista. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And she's gonna
Right.
be like, well, now's my chance to like,
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
I'll go
So,
through these real quick. Life Writer says, Part 1, Batista and Dex should have worked together to try to kill Prater, and when they have their last exchange, Batista could have said something like, don't think I forgive you just because I tried to help you take down Prater. You are a murderer, and even if you didn't kill Aguerda or Dokes, they are your collateral damage. I can't forgive that. That would have been more true to his character.
I disagree.
I disagree. As much as
Yeah.
as cool as it would have been to see them work together one last time, I don't think he could have done it. I don't think he could have done it.
Batista has been uncompromising in his values since day one.
Yeah.
There is no world in which I think Batista would get behind Dexter, what Dexter does, and support what Dexter does, especially given the collateral damage.
Yeah.
Which is clear. Like they literally explored that in this final moment. Like Dexter is like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a gamble here.
Yeah.
And it's either going to work in my favor or this is going to backfire. And it backfired.
Yeah.
But it also like allowed him to avoid, like he was like, I'm not going to kill this guy. I would never kill this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that was a perfect way to explore Batista's character, because
yeah,
there was no and also I think Batista in that moment, we're going to talk about that later, but I think Batista in that moment in that room knew he wasn't going to leave that room alive. Whether Dexter did it or Prater did it, it was over. There was no getting out of that situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also explains a lot about how he reacted in that final moment.
Yeah. I will say, kind of like, Life Writer here is talking about, out of character and stuff. I don't think that would have been in character for him, but what I do think was out of character was some of the decisions that he made in this episode and the past episode in that kill room. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I think he made some stupid and hasty decisions that may have been slightly out of character, not egregiously so, but
I think maybe I felt that way in the kill room situation, but I didn't really have that feeling in this episode at all. I think everything he did, I mean, I think if you're referring to his decision to go to Prater's house, I think it made perfect sense. Because all he, at this point, at that point in the episode, he had lost everything. He has been basically kicked out of New York. He doesn't even have his shield anymore. He saw Dexter with someone. He sees this person at the at the on the promotional poster for the gala, and his first instinct is, well, this guy's in danger. He doesn't know who he's talking to. Blah
Well,
blah blah.
here's the thing, though.
And that's who Batista is.
Yeah, but
Batista,
here's
even if Batista knew Prater was a dangerous person or a killer,
yeah.
he wouldn't have like said nothing. That's not who Batista
Oh,
is.
really?
Batista does not condone murder in any scenario.
Yeah, but I kind of wonder, like, Batista knows what the Bay Harbor Butcher's MO is. He knows
Right.
that the Bay Harbor Butcher only kills other serial killers. So,
I mean, he does think
in
he killed Maria at that point.
yeah, that's true.
And
But
Ghosts.
it's like, if he's looking at Prater, how does he not take a second to be like, wait, is this guy sketchy? Like, is this guy like...
I don't think that. What my point is, I don't think that matters at all.
Right. Okay.
Because Batista just wants to fuck with Dexter as much as possible. Like, he does not want Dexter to be able to do what he does. So his first instinct is, well, I'm going to warn this guy. I'm going to like stop Dexter from doing what he does.
Right.
2, even if that guy was a killer, Batista would not murder him, or not condone, or not say nothing, knowing that guy could potentially be murdered. So I think it was incredibly in character. In fact, they said that in Original Sin. Dexter has that conversation with Batista where he's like, I forgot the exact phrasing is, but he's basically trying to get him to stop looking into Tony Ferrer. And he's like,
that's right.
Isn't that justice? Maybe you shouldn't be worried about that. He's like, that's not the right kind of justice. So like, since day one, Batista has made it very clear that like he has a line and he doesn't cross it.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I didn't think about that part of Original Sin. That's
I think he was like fumbled his way through that kill room situation in episode 8.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that was a little hard to watch because I was like, dude, you sound like a crazy person. What are you doing?
You sound crazy.
But you also got to think that like he probably thought he was catching Dexter red-handed. It went sideways, and he was like, well, I got to do something now, because I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't just walk out of here and pretend like this never happened. He's like, I got to tell somebody, I got to show somebody, hope that they like believe what I'm saying, because like the only other option is, well, I guess I missed my chance and I walk out of here and let's go eat dinner. You know what I mean? Like, what are the options here? So like, I think there's explanations kind of for everything. I don't really think anything has been specifically out of character for him. It just, it didn't go his way.
Sure. Well, let's get into the episode proper here. We got some specific plot points to talk about. The episode starts in a crazy way with, I mean, the way the last episode ended is Prater walking into this thing and saying, I didn't know you had a son. And, he gets a few pieces of information from Harrison, like his name, and just like general kind of information, like, oh, he works at the hotel, and so
did we talk about that being very reminiscent of the Trinity thing? I can't remember.
Yeah, like the hello Dexter Morgan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because this is like, and it's
that moment.
I was really happy to hear Harrison acknowledge that, being like, this is what happened. This is exactly what happened with Mom, isn't it? And I was like,
he's like, am I in trouble? Yeah, and Dexter's like, yeah, kind of. But I also love how much like Dexter's being just like a parent throughout all this. Like, you're fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to take care of this. You are not in danger. You're going to come stay with me. Just like protective dad mode. I love that. But I love, I just think Prater is such a good character, and I don't want him to go away. And when he takes Dexter, or Dexter takes him outside, and he's like, no, don't worry. I'm not here to like blow your cover with your son. Like, I'm not interested in messing with your son. Find out later that he kind of did mess with Harrison a little bit, but it's like, and like Charlie says, it's his weakness. And
there's two people here trying to exert dominance, and classic billionaire thinks he is always at the top of the food chain.
Right.
So I like the back and forth here. But
Yeah.
this to me, and for obvious reasons later, but like this in this moment too, this is where he finally started to feel like a villain, which is why I want him to go.
Mm,
Like I was like, this
interesting.
he is finally starting to like now I'm starting to see how he is a threat, how this is
Okay.
getting out of hand.
See,
Um,
I just want them to be friends. I just want them to be friends so bad.
did you feel that way at the end of the episode? Because I feel like towards the end of the episode, I was like, this guy is crossing the line into like kind of a nice guy with a hobby into okay, this guy is fucking nuts. like
Yeah. I
like
mean, even
the Charlie thing where he like wants to see her
yeah.
cut. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is
Dude, that
great.
was like the best piece of acting I've ever seen. It was
Yeah,
so good. I love my favorite line in the whole episode is when he says, well, line mixed with like facial acting
yeah,
is he's like, we're dealing with apex predators here, Charlie. You can't be surprised when a lion bites. And he kind of does this shrug like with his mouth. He's kind of like, just
yeah,
kind of, he just kind of does this like,
yeah.
it's just like it's so
The
good.
the
I
complete
rewound that part so many times because it was so
the
good.
utter disregard. This is where I was like the utter disregard. Like this goes well beyond kind of this antagonistic relationship they have. Like this utter disregard for her safety
Yeah,
because all he cares about is his fascination with killers is
yeah,
and the speed at which he went from she starts to give him a little pushback and he goes, "How's your mom?"
yeah. Oh my
And I
god!
was like, "All right." I was like, "All right, villain.
So
He's a
that's
villain.
the
This
move.
is a
Yeah,
villain. Yeah,
and we
that was
saw
the
that in the
switch.
previous episode with the lady who had forgotten to put
Yeah,
the wheelchair ramp on the city. He's like, "How's your mom?" or "How's your
that's his
niece?" or
weapon.
whatever. Yeah,
That's his fucking weapon. That's his like. He manipulates people by using his resources and his money to like get them under his thumb,
yeah,
which is not that unusual. It's how fucking
yeah.
billionaires work.
That's how they work. Yeah.
Yeah,
But oh my god, I loved that scene so
yeah.
much. But yeah, so even at the end, um, if Angel hadn't been on the table, I would have said that I would have absolutely loved for him and Dexter to be working together and Prater bringing in
I mean, the
bad
proposition was
guys.
interesting.
Oh, dude, it would have been such a good plot point. Oh my god.
The proposition is definitely interesting. And I think, and like, it's tempting. It's supposed to be tempting. It's supposed to be like, this is your, for Dexter, like, this is your moment
The
of truth.
best
Like,
opportunity you're ever gonna have.
you're literally being given the best opportunity you'll ever have to continue doing what you're doing. Can you do it at the
Yeah.
cost of your humanity? At the cost of being this whole show is about him clawing his way into
Yeah.
humanity and finding his humanity or whatever, right? And he's
Right.
done a arguably questionable job at doing that, but he's trying. He wants to be. The whole season's been about him like, I'm going to be better for my son. And then
Yeah.
he's presented with this like awful choice. Is he going to make the right choice? So
Yeah.
like I think that is a and like they created this the perfect villain
Yeah.
make him make that choice.
Yeah.
Like this I remember thinking about like watching this production and being like, what the fuck is this? Like what is this season?
Yeah. What is
Who
the
fuck is
show?
Prater? What
Yeah.
is going on? And like to now see it all come together, I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking brilliant. They have
It's
literally
so
made
good.
one of the best villains of the entire series. Like to me,
Yes.
at this point, Prater is just as brilliant as Trinity. Like
Yeah.
on a like from a creative standpoint, in terms of like
Yeah.
coming up with he's not just a serial killer. He's he is so abstract.
Yeah.
So out of the box when
Yeah.
it comes to creating a villain, and I fucking love it.
And I
It makes me
love
a little
the
worried because like I keep saying Jack the Ripper. The New
Yeah.
York Ripper
Yeah.
feels like such a like he seems
Villain.
interesting. Yeah, he just seems like a mustache twirling villain.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's gonna be more to it than that. But like
Yeah.
Prater is like chef's kiss. Like
Yeah.
that is how you create a villain.
So good.
Holy
So
shit.
good. Yeah, I think he's my favorite character of the season. Like Prater, like I would just love to like sit down and have a drink with him because
Yeah,
he's so interesting. And Peter Dinklage, I mean, like, obviously I'd seen him in like Game of Thrones
right.
and I knew that he was like a good actor, but it
Hmm.
it really wasn't until seeing
Peter
Resurrection.
Peter Dinklage, the guy from Elf. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the guy from Elf, yeah. Dude, he was great in Elf too. Um
We were just having this conversation
Oh my
yesterday with
god.
some friends about because it was like my wife has this like uncanny ability to like when you're talking about like a celebrity or like you're like, oh yeah, that person, like, and she'll be like, oh, that person from this thing, and you're like, what?
It's some obscure.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like Elijah Wood from Spy Kids. You know what I mean? Like things like that. It's
Yeah.
just this is
Yeah. It's like what?
sorry, off topic, but
No,
very funny.
that's a good aside. I love that. Life Writer says, I think Prater is an incredible character. I'm a huge Peter Dinklage fan. I wish he'd be around for season 2, but I think he'll be off in the finale. Do you think Prater could be held over for another season? So, this is what I was getting to, is that I would love for Prater to get away. I want him. And like I know, and because like every Dexter season has like the big kill room table scene,
You,
but what if that's Batista,
uh,
right? What if Batista is our big climax and Prater gets away? I want Prater to get away so bad, Nick. I want it
see,
so bad.
I want Prater. I want Michael. I want to have the kill table with Peter Dinklage
I
as
know.
bad as you want to see him get away. I think that will be one of the best kill room scenes of the entire
Oh,
series
of
because
course.
um and as much as I love him as a character, I think the moment of truth has come and gone. Like he presented him with an opportunity, and that opportunity has he's Dexter has officially spat in his face, and the chances of that happening at this point are are slim to none. I mean, they're none. Like at
Right.
this point,
Yeah.
he sees Prater as the person responsible for killing the only people he's called a friend in his entire life.
Yeah.
Um, so if he's not deserving of a kill table, then nobody is.
Yeah.
So I as someone who loves Batista, I want
Yeah.
I want to see him get quote unquote justice.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's also the possibility that we haven't even really explored yet of like somehow Dexter exposes Prater for who he is and gets him arrested.
Ooh, that could be,
But
yeah.
but he also knows way too much. So that I think would be too dangerous.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, to your point, yeah, most seasons of Dexter have been more or less self-contained.
Yeah.
So I think it's far more likely that he will die in the finale.
Yeah.
Um, and
I bet it's on the table. I bet it's on the
Brian's,
Brian's
yeah,
table.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. Uh, there's also, I don't know. This I saw a behind the scenes picture that I feel like is a little spoilery
Okay.
that might suggest otherwise, but I
Ooh.
saw it weeks ago, and I don't know. So I
Okay.
don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is, but um, I think he's probably going to bite the dust. But they've also done this really cool thing of like that they've never really done before, and now they kind of have to address it and deliver on it, and that's just like they've got people talking about this other character off screen for an entire season. Everybody's just constantly talking about the Ripper,
Yeah.
and like now
How
they
much
have
you
an
want to
opportunity.
bet? How much you want to bet the Ripper is season 3 and Al is
I mean,
season 2?
that would be crazy. I mean, and I've wanted them to do that for so long. In fact, and I've talked to you about this before, but for people who maybe not familiar with it,
Hmm.
I was always convinced in season 6 of the show that they were setting up. This is all in retrospect, obviously, but like
Sure.
they were setting up. My God, why am I struggling to remember his name?
The
The
nerd
intern.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
The guy with the hand.
yeah, they were setting him up in season 6 to be I think they were setting him up to end up being the brain surgeon in season 8.
Yeah.
Like he was going to be Vogel's son. and
Yeah.
they were trying to play the long game, but then scheduling conflicts, and he wanted to go do a show on Broadway, and it conflicted with everything. So they're like, we can't do that. Kill him off.
Yeah.
But like, I've wanted them to do something like that for so long. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you also have the fact that it's a television show,
Right.
and you don't know how much time you had to tell a story. We've talked about that already, and it's like
Yeah.
sometimes we just watched Original Sin get canceled, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably going to put the fear of God in them a little bit, in terms of like, maybe we can't be assuming we have as much time as we think we had to tell this story. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's not the case. I
They should
really
go
hope
to the
that's not
higher
the
ups
case.
and be like, look, give us a contract for 2 more seasons. Just give us.
I mean, the rumor is that the series has, behind closed doors, always already been kind of more or less picked up for 2 more seasons, and we just haven't received the official like stamp,
Sure.
like green light
Yeah.
announcement thing. And I hope that's true. I also hope that was true at the same time that Original Sin was being canceled was also true. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they
Right.
knew
Yeah.
at that when that bit of news came out. I hope that behind the scenes they already knew they were getting ready to cancel
Yeah.
Original Sin, because that means both of those things can be true at the same time. If
Sure.
that wasn't the case, like, anything could change at a moment's notice. So like, that's
Right.
who knows. I'm
Mhm.
going to be very nervous about Resurrection until, one, we get the official announcement that season 2 is coming,
Yeah.
and I honestly be nervous all the way up until cameras are rolling again,
Right. Right.
because this shit can change on a dime. What we do
Yeah.
know is that Resurrection is doing very, very, very well.
Yeah.
So, I think we're more or less safe. I'm gonna
Yeah.
knock on wood.
Yeah. All right, we
But
gotta
yeah.
move
Yeah.
on. So they're running out of the restaurant, and Dexter tells Harrison all about Prater's group as they exit the
Truth. He
building.
tells him the truth.
I love this. He tells him everything. It was so good. And I love how he's like, no, I'm impersonating this guy named Red Schmidt. That's who he thinks I am. And then, he's got all these serial killers,
There's
and I
almost like
killed them.
excitement in his voice.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I get to
He's
tell
like,
somebody.
yeah, he's like, one of them was called the Tattoo Collector, and then the other guy was the Gemini guy. And Harrison's like, wait, the Gemini? He's been killing for years. And I love when Dexter turns around and he says, not him, them, twins. And he has like this giant smile on his, like, fucking twins, dude. Like, let's go.
I've never killed twins. It's so fun. Like the parallels between, like, it's like a normal person talking about, like, oh yeah, have you ever had sex with twins? It's like,
Right.
oh man, twins. And he's like, I got to kill twins. It's so funny.
It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, we talked about Harrison being worried that Prater's gonna kill him like Trinity did. And then we get an old school title card. It's like with the old font and everything. Do you see this?
I must have blacked out or something. I do. Well, first of all, I've gotten in the habit ever since they spoiled Quinn's cameo in episode 6. I've been covering my eyes during the title card.
Yeah, so it's right after all of the flash forward things. It's like the second after that, and it says, touched by an angel, and it's there's like the New York skyline. So it's kind of half and half. It's like the New York skyline, and it says touched by an angel up there, but it's in the same font as the old title cards, and it's
okay.
like the texture of it. Like go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's like old school title card.
I did rewatch the episode last night, but it was pretty late, so maybe I glossed over it again.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. It was like, oh, that's like old school Dexter.
Yeah.
And so then we get the Charlie and Harrison scene.
Fantastic.
What do you think
scene.
about this?
Fucking love this scene.
Yeah.
This is another example of, like, just really clever, like, them setting up dominoes and watching them knock it over. Like, what would Charlie do? Well, we know he works at the hotel, so he's got all the resources. Let's go ahead and request his name for, like, room service, and let me just have a chat with him.
Yeah.
And that chat is so good. And my favorite moment, I think, like, just low-key moment of the episode, is when she's interrogating him about his past and his relationship with Red, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was kind of disappointed to come to New York and find out that he's just like a middle-aged rideshare driver or whatever. And she
Yeah.
just like just like laughs.
Yeah.
I loved that moment. And then but
Yeah.
it's all interspliced with him having the conversation, like telling Dexter
Yes,
on the
that was
phone
such a good
after
way
that.
to tell this story.
And he's like, "Why did she laugh at that?" And he's like, "Well, she didn't know." Like I
It's the
forgot how it goes. Like
he says it's the irony of the dark passenger being a your car driver. But a little bit of writing snafu is when Prater comes in, he's like Harrison's like, "How do you know my dad?" He's like, "Oh, he's my your car driver." And it's like, well, at that time Prater didn't know that Red was a your
actually,
car driver.
I think the implication was, and I could be wrong, but I think the implication was that Charlie isn't as like after the club meetings start, like she doesn't stick around for the club meetings. Like, she
Sure,
doesn't.
yeah.
So like when they're sharing and stuff, she's not.
Oh, so maybe she was unaware.
Yeah. So I think Prater was aware, but she
Ah,
was unaware.
could be.
That could be like one of the pieces of information that she didn't find out because,
Yeah.
yeah, and then that came out during one of their meetings. But I think that's the implication, anyways, or at the
Yeah,
very
that's
least, that's the way
fair.
you can kind of explain it away.
Okay, I like
But
that.
you
I
are
like
right.
that.
It's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah.
They didn't make it super clear.
I liked she's like, "Why is your last name Morgan?" He's like, "Well, I took my mom's name." She's like, "Well, how'd you find your dad? Like he's a pretty secretive guy." He's like, "Oh, he sent my mom a letter from New York." And I'm like, it's cool how he's like, even Dexter says the best lies are told with a little bit of truth.
That's the theme. The theme, like the recurring theme of the season in almost every aspect is like the truth can set you free. The truth can actually do, like, you've been spending your entire life lying. Time to try something different. Like the truth
Yeah.
can work in your favor.
Yeah.
So like seeing, and Harrison's always been pretty capable or whatever. So like seeing him kind of like also do the same thing as Dad's doing and have it work for him in a way
Yeah.
was good.
It's
I like
cool.
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe Harrison has, like, if Harrison gets his own spinoff, I think there's so many things that have been set up to where Harrison could almost be not like a dirty cop, but like a cop that like plays outside the rules a little bit and is
Yeah.
able to lie and manipulate a little bit and like, yeah, I think that'd be super cool.
I'd be really interested if they did explore the possibility of doing a Harrison spinoff. Like they would have to find some kind of like,
There's got to be a dark edge to it.
yeah, there's got to be a dark edge to it, but like not him being Dexter 2.0. But there's got to be
Right.
something. It can't just be another police procedural with like a semi-corrupt cop. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's got to be something. There's got to be a little bit of vigilante justice in there, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
For Dexter to work, or for any Dexter spinoff to work. But
yeah,
it is an interesting thing that they're exploring. So
yeah,
but yeah, man, I've loved Harrison this season. Man,
so good. I also really liked Dexter, you know, because he's telling Uma Thurman, he's like, yeah, my dad abandoned me, and Dexter stops him. He says, I won't ever abandon you again.
Yeah, that's, you can tell that shit still stings.
Yeah, and Harrison says, I hear you, but the life you live, it's not always up to you, is it? And just the look on Dexter's face is like, fuck.
And
like
they
his
move
whole
on
thing
before,
is
like,
yeah,
answering that question.
right.
So
yeah, that's tough.
There's always the possibility that, you know, whether they decide to explore Harrison as a spinoff or not, like Harrison could make the decision to be like, I love you, Dad, but like you need to do your thing clearly.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to do my thing without being constantly feel like I'm in danger or whatever. So like,
yeah,
I'm an adult. We are leaving on good terms, but I am leaving. Like that. That is still something that could happen.
Oh, break my heart.
Which would suck. But I also feel like Dexter would be like, well, that's better than the way it ended last time. So
yeah, it's better than you shooting me in the chest. So then we get a scene with Dexter and Blessing. He goes upstairs wanting Blessing to give Harrison a ride. And this was really dumb. I'm just going to say it. This was really fucking stupid. Yeah.
Why?
He goes up there and he says, "Hey, I'm sorry," and Blessing is like, "I forgive you."
Well, yeah.
It was too easy. Like, there was such a big
I
thing
mean,
about this in the previous. Like, Blessing was
that's
like,
how
"You
apologies.
betrayed me," and then when Dexter walks in the door in this episode, he's like, "What the fuck do you want? Like, get out of my house!" And Dexter's like, "I'm sorry," and Blessing's like, "Okay,
Well, he did say more
I'm.
than I'm sorry.
I
It was a pretty
know.
heartfelt. It was a pretty heartfelt apology, and like sometimes, like that's the way apologies are supposed to work. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be able to like say, "Look, man, I fucked up. Are we cool?" And have someone go, "Okay, we're
Yeah,
cool." And I do think Blessing realizes he's being a little bit unreasonable.
sure, sure." Yeah, yeah. I just thought for like the drama of the show, I'm like, what was that plot point even for? Like, what? Like, I guess it's not that I don't believe that's how apologies work. It's that for the show, Blessing makes this big stink about it, and we think that it's going to be a plot point later on. Like, Blessing is no longer going to help Dexter, and then it's just resolved. And it's
No,
like,
I think
what was it for?
I honestly, especially if we don't know the context of that scene we keep talking about with the sword, if it is indeed
Yeah.
happening, I think the greater context could be coming. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like we're gonna find out why he was so sensitive about that part of his life staying separate because we haven't seen that side of him. Um, so I'm hoping that we do get to see that side of him, and then maybe Dexter will be like, "Oh, maybe this is why he was so serious about not
Yeah.
wanting his daughter to know about this part of him because holy shit."
Yeah.
Um,
There could be a bigger revelation coming.
I mean,
For
it's
sure.
also possible that he's the Ripper.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Ah!
Scott Reynolds himself debunked that. He
It
was
is a crazy. It is a. I mean, let's
it's a
be real,
crazy
guys.
theory.
Let's be real for a second. I feel like the accent alone, the fact that we've heard the Ripper's
Yeah.
voice, the accent alone is enough to like practically debunk that theory.
Yeah, for sure. And like if
Yeah.
anybody watched the newest Dexter the Final Cut, Scott Reynolds was on it. And she asked him, she was like, "What do you think about this theory?" He's like, just straight
That's
up, that
crazy.
is the stupidest theory. He's like, "That is not what's happening." And it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, well."
All right, we go ahead and knock that one off. We can get that off the table.
Yeah. How's it
Jesus
going,
Christ.
Kaz? Thanks for joining us live here. Um, okay, so I loved when Harry he's like talking about Charlie, and
Mhm.
he's like, "She's fucking with your son," and I love just a very rare curse from Harry, like a rare like
Yeah.
heartfelt, "She's fucking with your," the way he said it was just
'Cause
like,
it's all coming. It's all
yeah, it's
Dexter's
all in
internal.
Dexter's
Yeah.
head. And so I was
So
like, "Oh, that's pretty
when
cool."
Dexter is angry, Harry is angry.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I really like that they're really sticking to that this season.
yeah.
And like in the past, Harry is kind of like he's kind of had his own autonomy to a certain extent, but in this season it really feels like he is a part of
Internalized.
Dexter's mind. Yeah, exactly.
Which I feel like that's one of those things that Clyde Phillips has always had a better grasp on
Yeah.
than Scott Buck. I keep kind of omitting the I think it's Chip Johannesson, I think was the showrunner on season
Yeah,
5.
season 5, so good.
I think they used Harry beautifully in season 5. So like
Yeah.
I think it's really just Scott Buck who had kind of like
Just got really whimsical with Harry.
yeah, just not really using him to his potential. Like
Yeah.
like he's such a great metaphor of a character. It's like
Yeah.
you could use him so well, and I think it was just kind of like so superficial the way they used him.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so like we're seeing kind of the like even like Clyde felt like the way they did use Deb in New Blood was so much more nuanced than Harry was in seasons 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're just seeing a return to form for like that whole concept, that whole idea.
Yeah.
Uh,
So next up, we get a scene that is Probably one of the contenders for like maybe one of my favorite scenes in the whole series, all series wide.
Yeah.
Just based on the acting alone, is Dexter in the back of Charlie's car.
Yeah, I like the moment she got the flowers and she was walking back to the car. I was like,
I
oh,
was
I
like,
see
I
where this is
know he's in
going.
there. I know he's in there.
I was like, this is classic. Like every time he does this, it gives me chills. Like first
Yes.
episode, he does it to Travis in season 6, and I was like, yes.
Yes. Oh.
Uh, and it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, oh. But now it's like
Yeah.
recontextualized too because he's pretending to be Red, which is how Red would kill
Right.
people.
Yes.
Uh,
And I love
so good.
the what do you want me to do? Drive. Like just
Yeah.
oh so good.
This was like primal. Like this was we don't.
Yeah.
There's so few instances where we get to see like primal, angry,
Yeah.
vengeful Dexter kind of like just let loose.
Mhm.
Um, but always remaining in control like
Yep.
of his urges, right? Like so like he's in this moment where he could easily kill Charlie. He could let his emotions get the best of him, but he like that's not who I am. I want to know what's going on here. Why are you looking into my son?
Yeah.
I know about your mother.
Yep.
And like
And he
that was
says so many like specific details. Like I saw you got a silver
yeah.
medal for like this specific thing, and it was like, oh, he was really in her house.
Yeah, like
Like,
he's very clearly he's establishing dominance.
yeah,
Um and he wants to know what her role actually is, and we finally kind of get answers to that like
yeah,
and like I don't feel like there's really I don't for a long time I was like what is her nature? Like is she a bad guy? Is she a good guy? Is she just a
right,
good guy in a bad situation? And we finally kind of get the answer to that here.
yeah,
She is kind of under his thumb because he is helping keep her mother alive, which is how, like we
yeah,
said, how he manipulates people. And
right,
she hates doing her job. She hates what she thinks he's a sicko,
yeah.
but she also wants
She
her.
said something like his sick fuck club or something.
Yeah, yeah, and I love that dynamic. But she's also the kind of person that like when she has a job, she does it to the best of her ability, and that's what she's doing.
Right.
But she also she admits that like everything she does is at Praetor's command, everything down to the gun on the table.
Yeah.
Um, and the look on like Uma Thurman's like acting in the scene, like her facial acting,
So good.
so good. Like you can see she's terrified. You can see she realizes she's lost control of the situation. She fears for her mother's life. You can tell she's not a villain per se. Um, yeah, and to Kaz's point in chat says when she flinched when Praetor wanted to see her neck, like
Yeah.
later, like she is like horrified by
Yeah.
what Praetor is, but she wants her mom. She wants to keep her mom alive,
Yeah.
and that's a very human thing. Which is another thing that makes me think that Dexter's going to take care of Praetor, and she is going to feel. And maybe Dexter's going to like the question of like somehow a lot of the resources that Praetor has, I feel like are going to fall in Dexter's lap. Like like he's going to get a bunch of money,
Yeah.
and he's going to use that to, and or he's going to pay for Harrison's college, and
Yes.
or give her money to help continue funding her mother's care, and that might be the thing that switches her loyalty and makes her like befriend Dexter and maybe become an ally to him in the future,
Yeah.
which is interesting. We've never really had that kind of dynamic before.
Right.
And I think everybody likes her as a character a lot, and she's an incredible actress. So like, that's really exciting. He's more lives than a cat.
The cat. Yeah.
Yeah, he sure does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. This scene is incredible.
I did love this moment where Prater goes to like touch her neck and she like flinches away.
She's
And
like, "What the fuck?"
I thought it was so funny because he pulls his hand back like, "Oh, sorry." And I'm thinking
He does this a lot.
yeah, he does. Oh, dude, I love that. I love that so
Yeah.
much. And I think it's so funny. At the time when I first saw the scene, I was like, wait, so you're willing to do all of this other heinous shit, but you're not willing to touch a woman without her consent? I'm like,
Yeah.
apparently that's where the line is drawn.
I mean, I feel like I think that speaks to like he is I think he is still technically like he is on the. He has not crossed the threshold yet. He is still like
Right.
there
Yeah.
is still some humanity in him. He's not like a quote unquote monster per se, like way
Sure.
other villains are.
Yeah.
That moment comes later.
Yeah. That moment comes later.
But at this point, he's like, I haven't done the deed myself. I'm not a monster. I'm just the person at the
Right.
top of the food chain with all the resources, all the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to.
Yeah.
I think he really
But
wants to.
such a great scene between Dexter and Trilogy. I think it was like just all of the threats, all of the explanations, and I loved. Dude, my favorite part of the scene is when he's back there and he's like, she's like, "Did you kill my mom?" And he's like, "Did I kill your mom?" Like now
That I
you
saw
feel
her. That I saw her head off at the same jiggly saw that I'm holding to your
that I've
neck
got
right
around
now.
you, yeah. And he's like, that feeling that you're feeling right now, the terror that I may have like killed someone that you loved, that's exactly how I felt when my son told me about your fucking meeting with him. It's just like, ooh, just eat it all up. It's so good. It's so good. I loved the tension. I was on the edge of my seat. I meant to What's
that
that?
is definitely a top 5 moments of the season for sure, at the very
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't say this in general thoughts, but I was watching this episode the morning before I was getting on my flight, and I was at Gabe's house, and they have kind of a weird apartment. It's like they have like a room, but there's no door on it. And then even the wall that faces the living room has like an open top, so the wall doesn't go all the way up. So you can hear everything that's happening in the next room. And I am not usually one to be watching an episode, even an episode I'm really into, to be like yelling at the screen or like saying things out loud. It happens very rarely. And this whole episode was that. And so it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. They are sleeping off a night of like a lot of drinking. And I'm like, in the living room watching this episode, and during this scene and the final scenes, I was like yelling at the screen and like, no, that can't happen. No, wait, what? And just like saying things out loud. And finally, Gabe comes around. He's like, I've never heard you talk to he's like, I've seen you watch shows a million times. I've never heard you like talk to a screen like this.
That's a good sign.
That's what was happening in this scene. I was out loud saying stuff to it. Life Writer says, I loved how they filmed that scene. The scene with Charlie interspersed with the phone call. Really great scene. Going back to her encounter with Harrison. I loved the narrative decision there to like kind of reverse all of the events. And I love that Dexter's just like in his kitchen. He like throws like the biggest steak I've ever seen into a frying pan.
And then walks away from it.
And then just walks away.
I found myself on the rewatch. I was like, is his steak okay?
Yeah.
I was worried about his food.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Claudette, on her computer, she's finally found the tool that the Ripper would have used.
Thanks to Dexter.
And she goes down the list with Olivier. Is that his name?
Oh,
Oliva.
Very, very strange.
She goes down the list of people that would have access to this, and there's like a million of them. And one of them is the people from Parks and Recreation, and he says, "I love that show."
Yeah, I was like, this goofy motherfucker. That was a moment where I was like, this guy can't be the Ripper. Like, he loves the Ripper loves Parks and Rec. Like, what?
Yeah, come on. Kaz says, yeah, Prater engineered that even down to the gun, she said, so she was basically bait. Absolutely. And then we even, going back to the scene where he's like looking at her neck, you can see all the lies that he's spinning where Dexter's like, I want to meet just you and I. He's like, I don't really trust your henchmen either anymore. And he's like, yeah, after today's events, I have to say the feeling's mutual. And it's like, yeah, it's not like he doesn't trust Charlie. He's just fucking with Dexter.
Yeah,
And so
but
it's
he's
really,
still like,
he's using her in really interesting ways.
yeah, but he's also very willing to poke the bear, and he's like,
Yeah.
and he's so convinced that he is like befriended this guy,
Yes.
which I think is so. He's like, oh, we're like,
Wild.
he almost thinks they're like kindred spirits somehow,
Yeah.
like very misguided. But
Yeah.
that's kind of what makes him also an interesting villain, I think, too. Um, yeah, man, what a fuck.
Super
I
good.
like, I love when it cut, like when he's on the phone with Dexter and it cuts back to him in the apartment, and he's like, when do you want to meet? Would you want to do it tonight? And he like
Yeah.
flicks the knife open, and I was like, oh, that was
Yeah.
that was like he said tonight's the night, but he didn't. He
Yeah.
was like
Right.
asking if tonight's the night. I was like,
So good. So
love
good.
that.
So then we get one of the saddest scenes ever, because right after Claudette's looking at all these things, Batista comes in and she tells him, you know, I know that you don't really work for the police department anymore, but I'm kind of like, dude, he's been gone for like a week. Like, if he just like hadn't put in an official retirement, none of this would be an issue for you. But because he like just retired technically from the police department.
I do think they fudged the timeline a bit with this stuff. There's never really any. There's never really like a lot of conversation about like specific how much time has passed. I think there are some episodes where maybe a week or two has passed in between episodes, so like it
I
might have been
know.
longer than a week.
Yeah, I guess it
Um,
could be, but I'm just like, I don't know.
But I
I'm
mean, like this
it's
is going back to what we were talking about with Wallace just being like no nonsense. Like she follows
right.
the rules, which is her strength and her weakness. She's just like, you're breaking the law, and this is, I'm giving you professional courtesy by issuing you a
Letting you
warning,
walk out of here. Yeah.
but you need to get the fuck out of my city. And
Right.
I was like, I get it. That's the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
Uh, it's the
But
worst.
but
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 that's the
look at
kind of
his
person she
evidence
is.
that he brought to you. Look at his evidence. He's bringing you photos.
All of the evidence is circumstantial. Like if you look at everything that she brought him at this point, it's hearsay and circumstantial evidence. And like I said earlier, she is so obsessed with like forensic evidence
Yeah.
that she just doesn't even entertain anything else. Like she doesn't entertain hearsay theories unless it's backed up by actual evidence. So it was really disheartening, obviously, to watch him be deflated like that.
Yeah.
And then to have them take his shield. Ugh.
Dude, that was the gut punch. I could not believe it when he got up and all of us says, he like holds his hand out. He's like, Miami Metro has asked us to confiscate your shield. And it's just like, why would Quinn do that? Like,
I don't think
why?
it was Quinn. I don't think Quinn's a lieutenant. It was probably the
Oh,
captain. It was
yeah.
probably whoever took his place. I don't
Yeah.
think Quinn would ever do that. Yeah, so let's not blame Quinn
Ugh.
for that.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
they
it's a
did
good
make it
point.
very clear that when she called him last episode, he was lieutenant, not
Yeah,
captain. So
that's true.
the
That's true.
the word probably got back to the captain, and the captain was like, "I'm going to need you to grab his shield,"
Yeah.
which makes sense. If you have someone who's no longer a working police officer gallivanting around another city, flashing his shield around like he is, it's a problem.
But it's
Um,
just tough because we know Angel. It's like,
Yeah, it's
it's
tough.
just like,
And
you
if it was
can't
any
let him
other
keep his
detective,
shield.
if it was like any other detective someone who is not very clearly like on the spectrum, like
Yeah,
she is, where she's
right.
obsessed,
Sure.
she's
Sure.
obsessed with everything,
It's likely that she asked Miami if she should grab his
yeah,
shield.
she probably opened that door and then they just walked through it. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah. It's
yeah,
heartbreaking. Him handing over his shield. I love when he like just kind of like runs his hand over it, runs his like, he
I
just
feel
kind of
like
like
that was
runs
the
his
moment I
thumb
knew.
over.
I feel like that was the moment I knew he was gonna die somehow.
Yeah.
Was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I'm like, it's over. Yep, for sure.
Good television though.
Great television. Oh, so good. I loved. Oh, he has a great quote. He says, "This is what Dexter does, winning people over with that goddamn gee whiz smile of his."
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a fantastic line.
making you think he's innocent of just about everything. I love that he starts that line with he's like you can see him kind of like trying to figure out what to say next, and he's like, "Fuck." Yeah. It was
So good. Yeah. And it was great acting because it was really like he's trying, you can tell that he's trying to collect his thoughts to like push it back at them, but every avenue he goes down in his head, he's just like, fuck, like it's just that's the only way it could come out. It was so good. I'm like, that's fantastic acting.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Like realizing you're fucked.
Yeah.
Saying it. Fuck.
Yep. Yeah. And I love how he's like, he also said he's like Dex, and I never really thought about it like this specifically until he said it, but he's like, Dexter has a way of telling you things that are true but are out of context.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets you. And then that's when he says the goddamn she was.
He's a master manipulator. Which is like he's been fucking dead on and so right. And it's satisfying because we know he's right. It's also really disheartening because we know he's not conveying it successfully.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
But that's how LaGuerta felt at the end of the.
That's how LaGuerta felt. Yep. Okay, so then Harrison and Gigi at the apartment. We talked about that. One quote that I have to talk about real quick. She says, blood spatter has been largely debunked, which
my professor says it's been largely debunked.
Do you know if this is true? Do they not use blood spatter anymore?
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I still hear it used all the time.
Yeah, I
think it's really just she was talking about a like educator who was doubtful or who's skeptical of it.
Yeah,
maybe doesn't subscribe to it or doesn't believe in it or whatever.
And of course, she's in college, so she has all the right answers, right?
Yeah,
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, she calls it splatter, and he's like, "It's spatter."
That is so funny. The number they've used that a few times. That actually reminded me of season 7 when one of the Ukrainian guys says blood splatter analyst, and then fucking oh my god, Ray Stevenson. Why am I Isaac?
Yeah,
it's like it's blood spatter, and I'm like, oh, so good. The delivery in that line,
so good.
Just like the eye roll, and they're like, "It's blood spatter, analyst."
Yeah.
Idiot.
Don't you know?
Yeah, so good.
And then I love when Harrison says, and this just made me feel so old. He's like, "Well, Dad did most of his work in the late 1900s."
Like who? What?
Who calls it that?
What kind of asshole describes the late 90s as the late 1900s? That's like what makes it sound like he was on the Oregon Trail. Like what?
I know. Oh, absolutely. It made me feel so old.
Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal.
God.
I love it.
Like I was born in the late 1900s. Oh,
dude,
my God.
I was born.
Or I was born in the early, late 1900s. I was born in 92. So
yeah, if you were born after the 1950s, you were technically born in the late 1900s. Or I guess that would maybe the 70s is a bit more accurate. Whatever. The point is, that was brutal.
That was brutal. Oh my God. Yeah, I did not feel good after he said that. my dad did most Dexter. Of his work in the late 1900s. Like what the fuck, Harrison? Oh, in this scene, at the very end of the scene, we get a really weird cut where Kaz says born when color TV was out. Damn. Sorry. So we get a really weird cut where it's a close-up of Dexter and Harrison, and he says, if you're going to be spending the night there, he turns around and gets something, and comes back and says, "You're going to need protection. Do you know how this works?" And Harrison says, "Yeah, Dad, I know how this works." Now, they were just talking about getting condoms from Blessing's ear car,
Yeah,
right?
it was a condom. It was a condom.
No, I think it was M99. Because he went to that's where he hides the M99 is by his fridge.
Oh, shit. I never thought about that.
And I think, yeah, see, Kaz says he opened the fridge because I think he went over there and got the M99, and that's why we didn't see it. Because otherwise, why wouldn't we just see him? Like the showrunners aren't shy about showing condoms.
Yeah, no, damn. I didn't even. Yeah,
I think it was his M99.
No, I am at this point. I am like 99.9% confident it was M99. The thought never even crossed my mind.
Isn't that cool?
That's hilarious.
I was like, oh my God. And I had to watch the scene twice because the first time I thought it was a condom too. And then when I saw it the second time, I was like, there's so much like hidden inference in this scene. I'm like, it's gotta be
my brain accepting what they were trying to tell me, like what they were trying to like wait, like the thing they were trying to wave in front of my face, like the red, yeah. Damn, that's fucking amazing.
Yep. So I think
so excited now.
I know. I think Harrison has M99 in his jacket or whatever, and he's gonna have to use it.
I can tell you right now, I'm scared to even talk about theories right now.
Sure.
Finale, but like, I feel like they're setting up another, like, I think Dexter is going to spend at least a decent chunk of time in the finale locked in the vault.
Oh.
So I think he's going to be communicating with Harrison to try and get him to like, I think it's basically what I'm trying to say is I think this is all building up to there's going to be another kill room scene and both Dexter and Harrison are going to be in the room together for it again. That would
be so sick.
And I think it's going to be Harrison is the one that like ends up getting him on the table. That's my theory. That is not based on anything, but now that you brought up the M99 again,
yeah,
I'm like so convinced that's what's happening.
Because Prater thinks Harrison like loves him. Like he doesn't know that because he's
not going to see Harrison coming.
Yeah, because he asked Dexter outside. He's like, "Do you know? Does Harrison know what you are?" And Dexter basically said no. He's like, "What do you think?" But Prater believes that there's like a cover there. So when Harrison, I think you're right. I think at the gala, Harrison's gonna M99 Prater. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love how we're putting this together on the spot. That is such a good theory. I love that. Okay.
Let's go. We got to move. Like the biggest. Yeah, we got to get.
I know. We got to move. Okay. So, Prater examining Charlie's wounds. Dexter plans for it to be.
Batista goes to the Leon's
yeah.
house.
So this is it. Batista goes to the penthouse. He beats the shit out of all the security guards, and it's finally Charlie that comes.
Take your hands off me, rent-a-cop or whatever.
Yeah.
Stand down, rent-a-cop. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so good. And I was like, damn, Batista, I did not think you had that in you. That was good.
Yeah. It was pretty badass. He was just like boom, boom, boom.
That was like some Matrix shit. Like taking down three like strong, strapping dudes.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
and then
that was
Charlie
sick.
Charlie comes in and like, yeah,
puts him in an arm bar,
and I thought it was kind of funny because there's like that hint of like he's kind of like, ooh, it's a lady. Like,
yeah,
she did that, and he like had him in a chokehold, and he was like, ooh,
yeah,
okay.
What now,
ma'am?
Yeah, exactly. So he gets to the desk.
Oh,
and
this is so because like we're watching the scene unfold and like we're sitting here screaming like no he's about to blow the whole thing wide open for Prater, and that's also where my brain started to realize oh God, he's never going to leave this room or whatever. Like, I don't know. I had a bad feeling the moment he started doing this. That
Yep.
combined with him giving up his shield, I was like, oh, it's over, man. It's fucking over.
It's
And
over.
but like, yeah, that was such an amazing way of like having Dexter's cover blown, and it's because of Batista.
It's because of Batista.
It was because of Batista being so dead set in his morals, being like, I'm not gonna just sit by and let Dexter just kill somebody. I'm gonna go warn them.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's showing up to save this person's life.
Yeah.
And it ends up getting him killed.
Yep. Yep. Kaz says, and I literally only noticed this on my second rewatch, but she says, oh my God, the way his hat popped up when she like gets him in the armbar and his hat like goes up. I saw that and it made me laugh.
But yeah, Kaz mentions Batista's impatient, deflated, massive exhale of breath before saying he's Dexter Morgan was so good. Yeah, she's like,
such good acting.
Schmidt? And he's just like, what?
No, he's Dexter Morgan. Fuck.
So,
like,
that's so good. He's just like everywhere. He's like, does this motherfucker have everybody fooled? Everybody? It's so good.
So amazing. So amazing. We got Life Writer saying, I've been thinking that Oliva may be on Prater's payroll, revealed in finale.
That's possible.
Kaz agrees. And then also, what do you think the protection? Oh, okay. I think you might be a little bit behind in the stream. But yeah, we think it's M99. Or a knife. The other thing I was thinking was a knife, but he went to the spot, like it shows him like turning around and he goes to the spot where he keeps his M99. So
yeah. I think that's I'm like 99% sure that's right at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so Prater, I love the look that Charlie gives Prater because it's kind of zoomed out and it shows, he says, no, he's Dexter Morgan, and then Charlie's like, she just like looks at Prater. I love that.
Told you, bitch.
Told you, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I worked with him for over 20 years.
The fact that we didn't see the conclusion to the scene, the fact that it just kind of shows Prater's smile when he talks about how, and then I was like, oh, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is I was like, yeah, Batista's fucked.
Yeah, absolute cinema. So then Dexter's, first of all, he's like getting his like fingerprint and everything ready, and there's just like this badass song playing. I'm like, dude, the needle drops in this show are so good sometimes.
Yep.
I didn't like them at the beginning of the season because they were all like rap, and I didn't feel like rap really fits Dexter that well.
You were literally referencing one scene, and it was literally Charlie turning up the radio.
Nope. There's been multiple scenes with rap.
I'm gonna need receipts on that. Also, what's wrong with rap?
Dude, I don't have any problem with rap. I just don't feel like it fits the vibe of Dexter.
I still think the best use of like licensed music so far has been Iggy Pop is a fucking amazing use. Like the opening scene of New Blood was incredible with Iggy Pop. But
I gotta go back and watch.
Yeah, this is an Iggy Pop song as well here. But my favorite use of music is actually the song that played in episode 5 of New Blood, where Harrison he takes the drugs at the party and he's like just fucking vibing while like high as a kite, and he's wearing the camera rig that like shows his face as he's like moving through the space. I was like, this fucking scene's incredible. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Kaz. But there was also another one near the beginning of the season of this season where there was, I swear there's been like 3 scenes that had rap.
Don't worry, I'm gonna rewatch the whole thing. I will make a note of every rap song that was used.
Okay. All right.
I still stand by the scene with Charlie being great. Like he's just like, he asks her, "You gonna tell me anything about this get together or whatever?" And she's like, "Nope," and just turns the music up, and then it just goes into the fucking rap. I was like, I love it. I love that. But whatever.
So
to each their own.
So Dexter's walking in, and in his inner monologue, he's saying, I must admit, times like this, I do wish there was a god that I could pray to. And prior to this, he was even talking about like the Greek gods. He's like, the gods were like fickle and no one could ever like trust them. Like you couldn't rely on any of them. And so then he's like, but I do admit there times like this, I do wish there was a god I could pray to. And then when she pulls the gun on him on his way in, he
All
says,
right.
okay, I'll do it. A little help here, God. And I laughed out loud. That was so
Yeah.
funny. So
That
good.
was so good.
So good.
This was an amazing, like,
And then,
we knew a trap was about to be sprung, but it was such an
yep,
incredible moment because he like puts all the cards on the table. He's like,
yep,
Dexter Morgan, and then
yep.
uh,
Oh, it's so good.
and when I
I
say
love that moment.
he's leading him to the vault, I was like, oh, we are going back in the vault. Oh,
Yep.
Batista's gonna be in the vault. Oh God! And then when they the camera angle in the vault as the door's opening, as you can see like the silhouette of someone on the table, and I was
Like, oh my God.
like,
It's
Batista's on the
Batista.
fucking table, and
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it was
Oh,
the horror that me and my wife felt watching this moment because we knew at that point we knew what was coming. I was just like, I think I'm gonna be sick.
yeah.
This is
Yep.
insane.
I was like,
This is
this is
insane.
crazy.
I
The
actually
whole,
messaged Scott Reynolds after this episode aired, and I was like, I say this in the nicest way possible. You guys are fucking crazy, and I love it.
oh my God, it's so insane. And I love the moment where uh Leon is talking to Dexter and he's like, Lowell and Red, he's like, they didn't disappear. You killed them. He's like, how'd you do it? And I love when Dexter looks at Angel and he's like, what makes you think I'd talk about it in front of him?
Yeah.
And Prater goes,
Still,
oh, right. And he like puts his hands over Angel's ears.
I was like,
I died.
he's still trying to keep a lid on it, but the lid's blown wide off, bro. It's
Yeah,
like it's over. Just
right,
the cat is officially out of the bag
right,
at this
right.
point.
But yeah, Leon is stoked. He's like, I have the Bay Harbor Butcher here. Oh
Which
my
we've
God. Like he's so excited.
like a
I
frequent topic of conversation all season has been like, how would he react if he found out? Would he
yes.
be pissed that he was killing all of his guests, or would he be just completely over the moon because he's got
Yeah,
like one of the most infamous serial killers ever that he thought was dead but is not dead?
right.
Like, I was like, and we talked about that. I was like,
Yeah.
I think you'd be excited. I think it'd be
Yeah.
happiness, and
I
that's
think he'd be
exactly what
super
happened.
stoked. Yeah, he was so
Scott told
excited.
Scott told me that his Peter Dinklage's line that he says right then. Hold on, I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm pulling it up.
Was it that you're so embarrassing?
No. He says, "Oh, Peter." He said, "Peter's and I love it."
Yeah,
Was like
and
it was
I
improvised, and he was like, it was incredible.
that was the best part. It was so
Yeah.
good. And I love
Oh,
it.
and I love it. Yeah.
It's so excited.
His
And
This is where I was like, full blown villain. He has officially crossed the line into full blown villain.
really, what about this? What about this?
I mean,
Like, I mean, Angel's
like,
on the table, but like,
he put Angel on the table, and I was like, well, clearly, given the circumstances, Angel can't leave this room alive.
right,
For the safety of everybody involved, he can't leave the room alive.
right.
He knew that when he took him into the vault, and
Yeah.
he was gonna like offer up this really tempting thing to offer to Dexter about being his beneficiary, and I was like, but he's gonna tell him that in order to do that, he has to basically prove himself. And I was like,
Yeah.
that is like the worst thing you could do. You could ask Dexter to do, not only to intentionally kill an innocent, but to kill this innocent, kill this person, the one person that Dexter. You go, this always comes up. I had people tweeting this at me, like flashback to season 2. He has that conversation when Lila tried to frame Batista for raping her, and he has that like heart-to-heart moment where he says, Angel, if there was one person in the world if I could be a real person, like an actual person in the world, of all the people in the world, I'd pick you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think that was genuine. That was 100% from the heart. And like Prater is saying, all right, now kill that guy.
Yeah. And
And I was
I
like,
love how Angel responds to that back in season
yeah,
2. He's like, I'm
I don't
not
really know what
really
that
sure what that
means.
means, Dex, but thanks. It's
Yeah,
like,
he
now
knows what
you
it means
do.
now.
You know what it means now. Oh my God.
And
And I
God,
love, what's that?
I'm gonna be honest. I thought this episode was gonna end on a cliffhanger. I thought there was gonna be.
Oh.
I thought they were not gonna show what happened, and I was like, this motherfucker. This is gonna be the worst. Like, this is gonna be the
Hmm.
worst cliffhanger since Rita. But like,
Yeah.
luckily, we'd only have to wait a week to find out what happened. But like,
Right.
what the fuck? But
Yeah.
obviously, they didn't do that.
And Prater, I love when he offers, he makes his proposal. He's like, you, or he's like, we bring out all these killers, we have them here for a week and hang out, and at the end of the week you kill him, and then he goes over to the blood slides. He's like, and you add it to your collection. And just the way that he like, I was
That's
like,
villain, man.
oh, so
That's
good,
that's
so
now like
good.
mustache twirling villain, and I fucking I love it. Ah,
Yeah. Kaz says Dexter 10 chess moves ahead already booked the plane tickets to find other serial killers, and annoyed Prater is assuming, oh yeah, because he stole my idea.
yeah.
And I kind of wonder if Charlie makes it out of this okay. I wonder if she is going to help Dexter track down serial killers, because
I mean,
she's the one tracking them down.
but I do also think there's a certain level of actual like disgust. She doesn't like serial killers. Even like I don't
But
think
would
she's
she like
really.
the idea of killing him?
I mean, I don't get maybe. I mean, they did go out of their way to show her killing the fucking dude,
Yeah,
and
the
I feel
Canton
like
Clubber.
maybe, yeah, definitely possible, I guess. But I also like I get this very like human vibe from her. Like, she's not a villain. She's not like an evil person. She's just doing what she does best,
Yeah,
and trying to take care of her mom and blah blah blah. But anyways, yeah,
right.
it's this was a great moment. It was a great piece of like
Yeah,
just constructive narrative, just like
yeah.
watching the dominoes fall, and I was just like, no, no,
So good.
no.
Yep.
Um,
And
and
then
then the moment he demands her to, he's like, Charlie,
the
give me the gun. Just give me the gun. I was like,
so
oh, don't give
embarrassing.
him the gun.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Oh my
That was like
God.
the official moment where I was like, well,
Yeah,
Batista's definitely getting shot.
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Do you think Charlie's gonna help him out of the vault?
I think I
Like
definitely
Frederick
think it's
says.
possible. I think, yeah, I think if anybody's gonna be able to get him out of the vault, it's gonna be Charlie. She's probably
Yeah,
gonna be like, I can't watch this anymore. This is too fucked up. And she's also this is just talking about like the construction of the scenes and like what's going on. But I feel like that this is why it's so well thought out. Is like, not only did Dexter have his moment of truth where he had the option, he could either take this really enticing offer and prove that he really is just a fucking monster,
yeah,
or he could continue to follow his commitment to his son to be like a better person and like
yeah,
not betray his own moral code, as fucked up as it is, and save Batista. He had his moment of truth. He did it, and Charlie was there to see it.
yeah,
So Charlie now knows that like he may be a serial killer, but he does have a code. He does have like there is a line he won't cross, and she might be like, I respect the hell out of that because I have lines I won't cross, kind of thing.
yeah,
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 I have a feeling she's going to see that. She's going to see that Prater needs to go, and she's going to let him out of the vault.
yeah. Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
And
the whole
I feel
time
like
I'm
she's
like, how is
also,
he gonna get out of there? Like,
I think she's also probably going to do whatever she does to like set it up so that he doesn't take the fall, like, or that his presence is erased essentially, so they don't think like there's not evidence linking him to Prater's club or whatever.
right?
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, so I could easily see her being set up to be some kind of like vigilante ally, just a person
yeah,
he like relies on and communicates with.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So I hope that's the case. I think she's fantastic. I would love to see her come back.
Yeah. Did you notice that when he's standing over Batista, he takes the knife, and also great like physical acting from everyone. He like takes the knife and Prater like backs way up, and then he like goes around the table opposite Dexter, and they're all kind of like circling, and then Dexter goes over to the table that Batista's at. I was like, oh, that's all really, really good physical acting. But
one thing I wish they did, because they've set it up, and I think this would have been amazing full circle, but they didn't. But because he does the thing where he kind of holds the knife to his chest and he puts his other hand on Batista's chest.
Yeah.
Which is what he does that a lot in the kill room.
Yeah.
And I was like, they could have done like the beating heart effect. That they sin. Like bring that like here, let's hear Batista's heart like pounding out of his chest.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been such a cool full circle, like
that would have been great. That would have been that's too bad that they missed that. That's really good. Did you notice that when he's standing over the table, it's the old school blood theme that plays?
Yes.
It's the old blood theme.
Bring back classics.
Yeah. Didn't do the cut to the face. Oh yeah, he didn't take Batista's blood for a blood slide.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think Prater would have been. I mean, I think that would have. Oh
man, can you imagine? Prater would have been giddy. Prater would have lost his shit.
The funny thing is, I feel like Prater. I don't know if Prater set all this up to like because he wanted Dexter to prove that he was compliant, or if he set all this up because he didn't actually believe, despite his MO, didn't actually believe that Dexter has a code. You know what I mean? Like he'll kill anybody. He just happens to target serial killers because of opportunity or whatever. But like, does he actually not realize that Dexter has a moral compass?
I think most people don't understand that. I think like for Angel to believe that Dexter could have killed Maria or Dokes tells you that he doesn't understand whatever, like the code that Dexter lives by.
Yeah.
but
also the code for the longest time has literally been something that he has done, especially as when he was younger and getting like he's evolved over time. That's what the show's about. I love it, but like for the longest time, that code was literally just his guidelines. He followed the guidelines to keep himself safe. And at some point, they became more than just rules to follow. They became like part of him.
Yeah.
And the fact that Batista doesn't understand that or believe that or even care. I mean, he doesn't have to care. Like it's still killing is killing, and that's Batista's code.
Right.
But Prater, I feel like, is incapable of really seeing that. I feel like Prater is just like, he kills killers, but like that doesn't have anything to do with like his morals.
Right.
So
very interesting. So Dexter hopes, as he's standing above Batista, he's like, maybe we can be, a team again. And he's like got the knife, and then he does his like and like cuts the
swift one cut. Thing,
so good. And then of course Batista, the idiot, gets up and starts strangling Dexter, and it's like, I get it, but
no. Here's the thing, dude. I don't think I think he knew in that moment that it's now or never. He's not making it out of this room alive. I mean, they're literally in a vault, surrounded by crazy people.
Yeah,
someone else has got a gun.
Yeah.
And he is now, he's lost everything. He's lost his shield. He's been told to go home. He can't stand the thought of going home empty-handed.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is it. This is my last chance to like take this motherfucker down.
Yeah. Do you think that while because there's a really interesting moment where Dexter is like struggling against Batista, and then he stops. And he's like, I can't think of a more poetic way to go than to be taken out by my lifelong friend.
Yeah. If that was the end, how do you think people would have felt?
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's a rhetorical question. People still would have been pissed.
People would have been pissed, but I think people were pissed. Like there was a section of the audience that weren't pissed that Dexter died. They were pissed that it wasn't from Batista, because he should have been the one to do it. But
like even then, like I do feel like there's an argument to be made that like he betrayed Harrison way more. I mean, like Harrison is his fucking flesh and blood, his son. Like,
yeah, for sure.
he owes way more to Harrison than he does to Batista. So, like,
Yeah,
if you want to talk, you want to talk about like how poetic it is.
Yeah,
His son killing him,
yeah.
to me is way more poetic than Batista killing him. But
Do you think that while Batista's strangling him, because there was a moment where I'm like, Batista's gonna let go. He's gonna let go, and they're like on the ground. He's like got him
all I
around
could
the
think
neck.
about was the gun. At that
Yeah,
point. I was like,
yeah,
Prater's
same.
got a gun in his hand.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I thought for a moment I was thinking maybe Prater's just gonna let this play out and see kind of what happens. But if Batista hadn't been shot, do you think he would have let go?
I mean, probably. I mean, in that moment, clearly he was seeing red.
Yeah.
That would have been a crime of passion, as they say.
La passion.
La passion. A crime of la passion. That is poetic. So, like, we talk a lot about Batista's moral compass and his code and what's his idea of right and wrong, and he doesn't believe in murder in any circumstance. But also, like, if he was ever to kill someone, it would be a crime of passion. We saw in like season 5 or whatever it was when he beat the shit out of that guy for talking trash about Huerta, like, and he saw red. Like, he's capable of it.
Yeah.
But like, he stopped himself. We've seen him stop himself before, like that when he was dating what's her face, the vice cop or whatever, and then found out that she got put in the hospital by some dude, and he was like gonna go whoop his ass, and then he arrested him instead. Like, he has restraint, but this was pretty intense. This was like he's faced with the guy who killed his ex-wife. He thinks killed his ex-wife at this point,
right?
So like, I think he would have let go if they let it play out. I think there's a world in which that could have happened, but there's also equally a world where he would have just like
done it.
And then that would have been the end of Batista's, like, that would have been his, like, he would have hit rock. That was his rock bottom, and he would have suddenly been a tragic character. He would have been a character who's like, I'm just as bad as he is, kind of thing. But we're never gonna find out because Prater was fucking unloaded gleefully,
dude.
Might I
like
add.
It's like 8 shots into Batista, and he. What?
He looked like he looked gleeful when he did it.
Dude,
he was like,
oh my god, I did it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that was so fucked. Somebody mentioned up here, where's the somebody mentioned how he looked when he was shooting. And here it is. Dinklage was insane in the scene. Oh my god, the look on his face when he's shooting. There was such a manic glee to it.
If you had any doubt about him being a villain at that point, if that should be the moment it was over. Like, that was it.
I still want them to be friends, though. You
want him to be friends with the guy who killed Batista? Like, at this point, I think this is going to be the greatest kill room scene of all time. Like,
yeah, for sure, sure.
Oh my god, I want to hear Dexter's monologue to the guy who killed Batista. Like that.
Yeah.
Think about
it.
This.
Better be good. It better not be a quick thing.
Just think about this. We got to see him kill Trinity, but when he killed Trinity, he didn't know he had killed Rita.
Right.
This is all not quite to that level, but it's close.
Yeah.
And it's like, now he's got the knowledge, and he's got his eyes set on him. So he's like, when he goes to deliver the deed, like do the deed, it's gonna be incredible.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. Yeah. So last thing, Angel's on the ground. He slumps over. He's dying. Prater. It looks like he took a shot at Dexter on the way out.
It looked like he did. Like, I think he was just kind of like, well, this didn't go as planned. Might as well
just like firing everywhere, or was it aimed at Dexter?
And Charlie stopped him.
Yeah, she pulled him away.
So that's also maybe a hint right there that she's starting to kind of like switch in her loyalty. But and then there's this really great shot where Dexter pulls like a hatchet off of the wall and throws it. I was like, damn, that shot was probably hard to get, but like that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was sick as fuck. It
Yeah.
was super cool. And oh damn, we have 8 people watching right now. That's awesome.
Nice.
And welcome guys. Thanks for being here. Um, and so yeah, so he throws the hatchet. Prater runs out the door. The vault closes, and Dexter runs back to Angel. Nick, this scene, this part of the
Fucking
scene.
broke me.
Oh my God. He slides onto his knees. He's in front of Angel and he's like, I need you to know. He's like, I may be the Bay Harbor Butcher, but I did not kill LaGuerta and I did not kill Dokes. I promise you. And he says, oh, thanks, Gaz. He's Batista's looking at Dexter and he's like, no, but you're the reason. Like you're like none of this would have happened and now I'm laying here dying because of you. It's like, well, it's kind of because of you, Batista,
but he never would have been in this. The point is, he never would have been in the room. He never would have been in this situation. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for Dexter. And it's absolutely true. And his final words are, Dexter Morgan, fuck you. And I was like, that is so perfect.
It's so perfect, but it's so
heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
I think people wanted a like some sort of like maybe not forgiveness.
It was
like,
never gonna happen, guys. I don't know how to tell you
know.
this. It was never gonna happen. If somebody killed my wife,
yeah,
ex-wife, whatever, but I still loved her or cared about her.
Yeah.
There was just no world in which I would just be like, well, that's water under the bridge. It just wouldn't happen. And but you also got to think about it. I mean, obviously Batista doesn't know this, but like Dexter goes into, I didn't kill LaGuerta. He was fucking about to. The whole thing happened because he was about to, and Deb stopped him.
Yeah, Deb did it instead.
Dokes for a minute there or Dexter for a minute there was about to kill Dokes too. Changed his mind. And he was gonna go.
Was he gonna kill Dokes?
I mean, for a while he was like, the only thing I can do is kill him. And then he decided, okay, well, never mind. I'm going to frame him and then let the justice system figure it out. And if he can convince the justice system that I'm the butcher, then he wins.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, that's perfect. That's beautiful. But like for a second, he was really entertaining the idea of killing him. And then when he died, he was like, oh, cool. Well, I didn't do it, but like, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
That's the one thing. I mean, like he kind of like he put himself into like he what's the word? He exiled himself after the end of the original series because he finally understood this exact thing, that all of this terrible shit happens because he's killing. So what did he do? He took himself out of the picture, stopped killing.
Yeah.
Went cold turkey on the killing. Which is amazing in my opinion.
Yeah,
we got to watch him relapse, and the relapse was incredible.
It was amazing. Yeah,
but like, it keeps coming back to this, and so like we got this moment where he got to tell him, "I didn't kill him," which is good. And
we needed that moment. Yeah,
I think Batista hears him.
Yeah,
but I think he's also kind of like, what you don't understand is that doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
So with that in mind, fuck you.
Yeah,
and he died. And then my favorite,
this is your moment. Yep.
My callback to my favorite scene of the entire show, season 5, episode 1, when he kills the guy in the bathroom because of Rita, and he does the same fucking scream here, and I was like, there's so many clever like little nods to the original, like even talking about the blood splatter, mixed up thing, tiny nod, but a nod to the original series. This is the same thing here, and it fucking the way they just like cut to black and he's like in the like mid like just violent scream of anger was just like that's the Dexter I love. Because he's realized it's come down to this again. And he's pissed. Which when Dexter's pissed,
it's amazing.
That's when things get really good.
I thought of you as soon as he did that. I thought of you. I was
And
like, oh, I
this
bet Nick loves
oh,
this.
I lost my shit in that moment. But I also think the people who are looking for some kind of like resolution to the whole Dexter Batista conflict thing, they're not going to get it from Batista, but I'm going to be
Yeah.
really interested to hear what he has to say in the kill room, because it's all going to be about Batista probably. Like all of it's
Yeah.
going to be like, you're here because of what you did to Batista, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear what that
Yeah,
is.
because there's no other like major like victims besides like funding other
Yeah.
serial killers and
At this
stuff.
point, I don't think he gives a shit about the fact that he funded other these killers. He took
Yeah.
care of the killers,
Yeah.
except for one.
Yeah.
Um, so at this point, the only reason he's on the table to begin with, or the only reason he earned a spot on the table to begin with, is because he killed Batista, and that is like, can you imagine how much worse it would have been for Trinity if he had found it, if he knew that he had killed Rita
Oh,
when he put him on the
yeah.
table? Like that's what we're about to
Well,
get.
you
It's
know
like
what's
when remember when Deb died, and we didn't get the kill room scene that I really wanted, but like just the cold, calculated goes into like the audacity of walking into a fucking jail cell and killing a dude like
yeah.
that. I want that,
Yeah.
but I want an actual kill room scene.
Well, you know what's crazy is in the books, Dexter like tortures his victims. He
He's
like
fucked up.
he like fucks with them a lot. And so I almost wonder if he had known that Trinity had killed Rita, if he would have done something like
I
that.
don't know. I don't know. We've never seen him cross the line or anything
Ooh.
like that.
It would be interesting to see Dexter with one of his final kills do it with a chainsaw.
I mean, he has done
Um,
it before. You know that, right?
Wait, has he? Has he killed with a
Oh yeah,
chainsaw? Oh,
dude.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, he killed the guy. He killed
The
the
guy
guy.
in front of Dokes. Well,
Yeah,
no. Sorry, he
the
didn't kill.
guy that chainsawed his mom. Didn't he kill him with a
Yeah,
chainsaw?
yeah, but Dokes wasn't in the room. I'm getting that he killed two people in that room
Ah,
before he had ever had the run in with Dokes. The drug dealer that he went in and confronted.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, he kills him with a chainsaw.
that's right.
Alive with a chainsaw.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and he brought the chainsaw when he was going to kill Hector Estrada in season 7, but he didn't get to use it because LaGuerta spoiled the. Remember
That's
when
right.
LaGuerta
Yeah.
walked into the shipping container and the
Yep.
chainsaw was just on the table like rattling?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
So yeah, he's done
man.
it before.
Yeah.
Um,
That's great.
but yeah, I'm so stoked for this final episode. I think
Ooh.
episode 9 is is the highest rated episode of the entire series at this point, which is an incredible achievement. I
Well,
think.
you know, getting into final thoughts here. I think I texted you. Oh, here's my
Mhm.
dog, everybody. Hank.
Oh, Hank.
Oh yes, hello. I think I told you it was either I texted you or maybe it was Chris or somebody, and I was like, I think that might be like one of the best episodes of television, period, I've ever seen. Like just I think it's my favorite episode this season.
It was
Um,
so lean in terms of like just like there was not any downtime. All the scenes were interesting. Everything was kind of moving the story forward in the direction it needed to go, and yeah, and just some incredible like iconic moments, and then that
yeah.
fucking mic drop at the end is
Oh,
incredible.
dude, Mad World coming on right after,
Yeah. Oh,
right after
and the
that.
fucking
Oh my god.
credits. The
Yeah.
fucking credits is just a bunch of like
Yeah. What
what
was that?
they were. It was what's the name for people who make hats? Haberdasher? Is it haberdasher? I don't know.
Oh, is that what it
They're
was?
they were making
The pork pie hat, the fedora.
fedora. Yes, they were hat makers making Batista's fedoras. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize because I remember being like, what is this? And then there's like the original intro sequence with like the blood orange going into this splicer thing. There was like that. I saw that, but I didn't realize that it was the guy making the hats. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh my god.
Beautiful homage to Batista out.
Ah.
So which is why going back to the beginning of the conversation, just like, did it happen earlier than I was hoping? Yes, but they did it so well that I'm not mad.
Yes. So let's talk about that real quick. Is I think it was a little too soon because it's just like it should have been stretched out. Like Angel was getting so close. What I really wanted, what I really wanted was him to, get kicked out of New York like he did, but then go back to Miami and get Quinn and be like, I need somebody who has legitimacy to come with me and
But I
get
still
this
think that's
guy.
happening just without Batista.
Yeah, but I
You're gonna
think
have Quinn
Batista
coming
should have.
in. You're gonna have Quinn coming in behind Batista, and now he's gonna be like, "Well, he was here investigating Dexter,
But
and
how?
now he's
So
dead."
yeah, how is he gonna find out that Batista's dead? Because they're gonna get rid of the
Oh, I
body.
mean, oh, I don't. I think Charlie's going. I think Charlie's going to. I think at the end of the day, Prater is going to go down for Batista somehow. I think he's still going to
Mm,
die, but I think the
yeah.
blame is still going to. I think he's going to be exposed for who he is and like
Mm,
what's going on, like his obsession with serial killers, and he was just like, I don't know how that's going to end up like bringing Dexter into the fold, or if like that's going to end up kind of simultaneously exposing Dexter to the world. But I think Charlie's going to play a big role in that, and I think it's gonna. I think it's important because Detective Wallace is going to see it, and she's going to be like, "He was right, and I got him killed." And I think that's the evidence that's going to kind of like put him on, put her onto Dexter finally in a real way.
yeah.
I've talked to John the other day at Dexter Daily. And he's convinced that Jamie's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if
Kaz says
that's.
bring back Jamie Batista.
I know Scott Reynolds was messaging. I can't remember. Sorry, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but Jamie on it.
Yeah.
You know, they had a little back and forth on Instagram, and all of these things that have predated like these cameos, like with Masuka and Quinn and everything. They were all like prior to that were conversate. There were hints. But yeah, I think Quinn is. I think Quinn is going to be coming back. I think I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Quinn in the final moments of season 1.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Billy Bong says they ruined it because no one cares if Quinn dies and no one buys that Quinn could catch Dexter.
I don't believe that. Also,
Yeah,
but nobody. Like, here's the thing: nobody's arguing whether or not they care if Quinn dies. Like, they're not going to bring back Quinn just so they could kill him again because people care
sure.
about Quinn
Yeah, he
dying.
would be the end game.
Quinn, what
But
Quinn
I
has.
don't know. Is he a good enough to? I mean, I guess he had pretty. He had Dexter pretty close to rights in that first main
He is the only
series.
person who maybe saw behind the mask a little bit
Yeah,
prior to the end, because season 5, all the shit he is a good detective. Like, he was literally doing he was pulling a Batista in season 5. He went rogue in
yeah,
season 5 to
right.
try and figure out what's going on with Dexter. He didn't know he was the Bay Harbor Butcher, but he definitely knew
Yeah,
something was wrong.
right.
So I would argue he is a good detective. It's also been 10 years. We haven't seen him evolve as a character over the past 10 years. So who the fuck knows what's happened? Also, the biggest reason I think Quinn deserves to come back is because he was at the end, like, he was in love with Deb.
Yeah,
And Deb has her, even though she's obviously not in Resurrection, like, her presence has been very understated. Like, she's been mentioned a couple times, and
yeah,
Deb's an essential character. And if anybody, like in the same way that Batista can't get over Dexter being to blame for LaGuerta's death, if Quinn finds out that Dexter is to blame for Deb's death, which he
yeah,
absolutely is,
yeah,
I could see him going on a tear himself.
yeah.
And if anybody deserves to bring Dexter in, I think it's Quinn, because he did love Deb. And secondly, if there was ever a character who would be able to compromise himself morally to maybe let Dexter get away with some shit, it might be Quinn. He's always been a little,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I was gonna address because Kaz says Quinn will try to protect Dexter, and I think the only
unless
reason,
he finds out if that he was directly the result, or he was the
yeah,
reason that Deb died.
I think the only reason he was willing to protect Dexter back in the main show is because Dexter did him a solid with the blood work on his shoe,
Yep.
and then also Quinn loved Deb, and he's like, he's like, I'm getting too close. Like, this is her brother. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I love this girl. This is her brother. I don't want to fuck with her brother because I love her.
Yeah.
And so that's the only reason. She's out of the picture now. So I don't
Also,
think.
but on the other hand, we saw they made a very big point to drive, like they drove home the relationship he now has with he was close with Batista.
Yeah.
So having him come in behind to like try to find justice for Batista, I think is great. But like at the same time, trying to get justice for Deb, I think is maybe more important in the long
Yeah.
run. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm purely on the bring Quinn back train, and
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see it. Here's the thing. But whatever if that does happen, I want the dynamic to be different. Between Batista investigating Dexter. I don't know what that dynamic looks like, but I want them to explore that to its fullest potential.
Yeah.
But also, I think Resurrection. Batista is not the end game for Resurrection or for Dexter. I think he's a stepping stone towards Dexter's, continued growth, continued evolution as a character.
See, I kind of felt like Angel was like the obvious end game, like Billy's saying here. Batista was the satisfying end game, not Quinn. I think it would have been better, maybe. I don't know how they could have done it, but it maybe would have been better if Quinn had come out first and then Batista came out last.
I think the end game ultimately is Dexter exposed to the world, where everybody has it in for him, and it's like suddenly he can't find his footing anywhere.
Yeah,
like he can't. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
But like since the earliest days of the show, everyone's like, we want to see Dexter on the run. Everybody thought the final season of the show would be Dexter on the fucking run.
Yeah,
and they've tiptoed so close to it.
Yeah, we got to get Dexter on the run. We got to get him like really on the run. That would be sick.
And I do understand. It's kind of disappointing that it's not going to be Batista leading that charge.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it doesn't necessarily need to be any one person leading the charge. That there's going to be people coming in and out. I'm not even ruling out the fact that Masuka is going to somehow come back as a character.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he followed Quinn out to New York.
Yeah.
But
maybe the end game is something that neither one of us have talked about. So
could be.
Yeah.
Kaz says this series had the right balance of old and new characters. Season 2 needs some more old to keep it going. Spin-offs fail is not enough links to the OG program. I would agree. I think I would be a little disappointed if the series didn't come full circle somehow. There needs to be like some old show ties rather than introducing. I mean, obviously we have to introduce new characters, but we need something that like holds us to the previous show other than just Dexter. But maybe that's what it becomes. Maybe it is just Dexter and Miami is kind of in the rear mirror. I don't know.
There are other ways to do, because like the one thing I took away from the books, even though I'm not a big fan of the books,
sure,
I've read them all, not a huge fan, but
I like them.
One of the books. I mean, they're fine. It's more of just like this is not the same character. Like it's so incredibly different. But one of the books is literally about a Dexter copycat.
Yeah.
Like someone pretending to be Dexter. So I'm like, what if like the final thing was kind of like holding up a mirror to Dexter and he has to somebody's pretending to be the Bay Harbor Butcher and taking credit for his kills, and like he's having to kind of like face himself in a way, taking it like there are other ways to kind of come full circle to say something significant without necessarily being like, well, who's going to catch him or who's going to kill him or
it could be something that none of us have really thought about yet. I mean, I did not see this season coming. Like I did not
No.
Like this season took me by complete surprise by like what the plot is and the characters and all that. So yeah, you never know. But as for next week's
maybe the New York Ripper is way more important than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah, maybe he's like way up in government or something, and is like, you know, something like that.
Or maybe he's someone who literally, I don't know, man. There's so many characters from the original series that you could maybe like go back and explore and find ways to kind of like branch off, and like, what if something broke off from there and kind of rolled downhill and became the Ripper? You know what I mean, like, that's why the Jonah theory is so interesting.
Yes, I want Jonah to be the Ripper so bad. Please give me Jonah as the Ripper.
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, well, so my dog Spencer and Slen. So for next week, I think Charlie lets him out of the vault. I think you're right. I think he communicates with Harrison, and Harrison gets Praetor at the gala.
With the M99.
With the M99. Yeah. I think that's fantastic. But I still don't know what the fuck Gigi's there for. I mean, she's a great character. I like her. I like her more than Blessing. But
at this point, I think she's going to be a season 2. I think they're just setting up pieces for season 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah. All right. Well, we will reconvene next week. I have a really fun plan for my backdrop here for our finale.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get either Sista Pam or the girls from Dexter Unwrapped on with us, and we'll talk about the finale and make theories for season 2, and then it'll be over, Nick. That's all the Dexter for now.
We were theoretically gonna have more Dexter in like 6 months. Now it's not happening.
I know.
Fuck.
I'm so bummed, but we will have a great time next week. We'll throw a big Dexter party, and it'll be so much fun, guys. So thank you to all the people that were here today. There was so many people watching. It's probably like the most we've ever had in a live stream, this was great. Thank you guys so much for being here, Kaz and Billy Bong, and where's our other person, Life Rider. That was a great quote, by the way. I'll be the Medici to your Bay Harbor butcher. That's so good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and interacting in the chat. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. Nick, thanks for coming as always and hanging out and talking Dexter. And we will be back next week doing the finale. And one more time before we go, remember, in the arms of the angel. Okay, bye guys.
I love how it makes it look like he was born in